doing the intro this time. It's me fucking up the intro this time. No. Hi,
I mean,
everyone.
you were good till then.
Yeah, despite your attempt, your best attempt. No.
It's not my best.
No, it wasn't. Really wasn't. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this lovely Dungeons and Dragons one-shot today, DM'd by me. We are ladies only tonight. We decided to kick all the men to the curb and just do our own thing. Mostly because this little one shot is connected to some other things. The main one is the Dungeons and Dragons game I'm playing in Edinburgh's Vault. I'm DMing in Edinburgh's Vault starting April 13th, once a month. And there should be a link in channel. Yeah, in chat just now. Thanks, Susie. And the very first one on April 13th is connected to one of the most badass ladies in Scottish history, Dr. Elsie Inglis, who was one of the first female physicians in the country and was helping during World War One, First World War, by being basically up front in Serbia, in Central Europe, helping wherever she could with her staff, with her ladies, her nurses, her doctors, also some male doctors, even though the military guys told her, good woman, go home and sit still. She did not, and she is one of the most impressive figures in Scottish history. She has a little plaque on the Royal Mile, and that's about it. We have more statues of animals in Edinburgh than we have of famous women, and we need to change that. So that D&D game in the vaults is supporting a campaign to erect a statue for Dr. Elsie Inglis. And there's another link in chat just now. If you want to help with that, you can donate over there. We are, as a result, basically dedicating this game to famous, or not so famous, but they deserve to be, women of Scottish history. So my dear ladies are playing actual people that actually existed. Angie? Say hi, Angie.
Hi.
That's Angie.
That's
She's
me.
going to be Isabel Gowdy, who was convicted of witchcraft in the 16th century, I believe. Marissa, right there, she is going to be one Lady Macbeth Groch, her actual name was. And your dear Susie is going to be an English woman, because of course she is.
Look,
actually connected to the Plantagenets as well. It's ridiculous.
I'm doing everyone a favour by playing an English woman.
Yeah, she's going to be Joan Beaufort, who was married to James I of Scotland. And they're going to be having fun, maybe. Hopefully. We'll find out.
Yeah, it's going to be tons of fun.
Yeah. Is there anything you would like to say? Is there anything you would like to plug before we start this game?
No plugs for me. I'll save that for the regular show.
Bro,
All right.
bro.
I will do the usual stuff then. So this game is in place of the usual Monday game, Courion, An Adventurer's Tale. We are currently on a 2-week break because our DM very selfishly has gone to Boston. So this week we have the wonderful Lydia, who's up above me, running the one shot, and then next week it'll be me, and I don't know what's in store yet, so that'll be as big a surprise to me as it will to you. And then not this Wednesday, the Wednesday after, we're doing it's Bike Club again. So every other Wednesday we stream Curse of Strahd campaign on here. It's also up on YouTube, as is Courion. So go on there to check it out. Bike Club is also a podcast, and that's wherever you can find your podcasts. That's where we be. So that's the D&D content. Otherwise, I stream all sorts of crap on here, so you should just follow me anyway. I mean, you're here. Might as well. Such a ringing endorsement for my channel. Well, you're already here. You might as well.
Hit that like and subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button.
Yeah.
So moving swiftly on.
Well, let's get this show on the road then.
Okay.
Joan, you are taken. You are taken after your husband's murder. It's the night after James I was killed by a few noblemen. You are still hurt. You're still angry, and you're still bearing wounds from the night of the attack because they tried to get you too. You're worried about one of your ladies in waiting who broke her arm trying to defend the royal family, and you want revenge or justice. Or perhaps it's all the same anyway. You know, you are now the most powerful woman in the country, but you also know that a woman is never allowed to be powerful for very long. Isabel, you are taken during solitary imprisonment. After the first day of torture and dehydration, but before your confession. If you confess, you've never learned to read, to write, but you've always known how to read people and their callous minds and their simple needs. You've seen witch trials before. You've seen friends. You've seen neighbors drowned, hanged, burnt, and you know there is no escape for you. Too clever a mind, too sharp a tongue, too bright an imagination you've always had. There is no hope and no control over your own life. The only morsel of control you have is how you'll go out, with a bang or with a whimper. Gruoch, you are taken on the wedding night to your second husband, Macbeth. You quite like him, actually. You hadn't expected to. It's a political marriage to secure the future of your son. Then again, it's the 11th century, all marriages are political. Your first husband was not a saint. Your second husband is probably not going to be one either, and actually you are not a saint. Who is? You're okay with that. Everyone fends for themselves and who they love. There is no evil in having ambitions, in wanting security and stability. Sophia is not going to join us today. I was about to read her part out. Delete. And as you all wake up, you find yourself standing in a room, a throne room. Most of you recognize it either from your own life or from what you imagine it to look like, hearing it in fairy tales and stories. You try and look around, all of you, but there is a subtle glamour to it you can't quite place. It feels like you're standing in nothingness, just surrounded by light. No walls, just all-encompassing light. Your eyes are either drawn to the two thrones or to the women next to you. 3 women, not knowing each other, standing in a strange place after the last thing you remember is being at home, familiar surroundings.
Does anybody have any, like, water or something? I'm fucking parched.
Who are you? Where are we?
Fuck if I know about that second part, but my name is Isabel Gowdy. If you know me, you might not.
Can't say I've had the pleasure.
I've never heard of you.
Alright, one sec.
Something's calling to her from beyond the void. Witch! Witch!
Sorry, that was just the devil. I had to answer him. So, you two would be.
I'm a woman of royal birth. You can call me Lady Macbeth.
Lady, got it. And
Joan.
In fact,
Lady.
make me a history check, because you might actually have heard of them.
me? Make a history?
Yeah,
Alright.
Isabel.
It's a straight roll. That's wait, 13, because the one's rubbed off on that too.
13. 13. No.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I mean, I suppose what I'm wearing would, like, kind of give me away, but I am wearing quite fine clothes.
Yes.
Bloodstained and battered though I may be.
That is true. Joan, you are wearing a very, very simple black dress. You're dressed in mourning still.
Mm-hmm.
But it's elegant, quality, humble, yet quite fine.
Mm-hmm.
Gruach, Lady Macbeth, you're dressed in green linen. You have golden ribbons in your hair, 2 long braids. And Isabel, you're in a tattered, dirty sackcloth.
Just the way I like it.
Yeah.
Can I roll investigation check?
What would you like to investigate?
Our room, see if I see a way out or why we're here, or any clues
Sure.
to anything.
Go for it.
I'm gonna look for fucking something to drink.
Plus, whoa, 23. It's amazing to play a good character for once. Crap. I can just do stuff. Okay, 23.
23. Yeah, you look around and the room is basically empty. You can't see walls as such. You try and just it's blinding light. If you look too long, your eyes start to water, and you look down to the ground, and the ground is bloody light. It's light everywhere. It's actually quite annoying. But then there are these 2 thrones in the center, and they are beautiful. Not like your throne, not like any throne you've ever seen. There's 1 golden chair and 1 silver chair. Green grass and flowers are adorning both armrests and the seats. It's basically like a summer meadow, and there's golden and silver branches forming the legs and the armrest. And the golden one in particular, the armrest at the back is adorned with ripe summer fruits, cherries, so dark red they almost look black, and red apples and pears that look incredibly sweet and juicy. Your mouth starts to water.
Do I see this?
Yeah.
You know I'm going right for the fucking fruit.
Do it.
I'm going for it. I'm gonna eat that shite. It's gonna be so fucking good.
Can I? I'm gonna grapple to stop her.
Do it. Okay. Grapple is I think contested strength.
It's athletics.
Athletics or
for the
It would be-
grappler,
yeah.
athletics
acrobatics
for the
or athletics.
grappler, and acrobatics or athletics for the grapplee.
Well, I'm going acrobatics because I don't have a
Uh,
-1 in that.
13.
18.
Oh,
I'm fucking thirsty.
Yeah, she ditches out of your arms. You try and get her, but she just twists and turns and lunges at the chair at the throne.
don't be so hasty, you fool.
You were. Well, maybe you weren't. Maybe you were. I don't know. I was fucking tortured yesterday and denied fucking water. I'd like something in my belly. That'd be great.
But you're only testing for more torture by touching that food.
At this point, I don't really expect myself to, survive. Typically doesn't happen. So,
Yeah, what fruit are you going for?
I mean, those apples.
Is that them
sounded real
them
good.
apples?
Right, them apples.
Damn apples, though.
I like them
You-
apples.
You take a bite and you're not entirely sure if it's just because you haven't had food in 2 days, or if it's actually the most delicious fucking thing you've ever had. Oh my god. This is quenching in every way. Make me a perception check, all of you guys.
Natural 20. Ho-ho.
16.
9.
9.
Just kidding. I can't just do stuff.
So 16, natural 20, and 9. 9, Gruach, you're tutting, you're shaking your head. This is disrespectful to anything you've ever been taught, you've ever lived. This is ridiculous. Fucking peasants, honestly.
I knew it was coming.
Joan, you're observing. You stay back a little.
Mhm.
You're not entirely sure what's happening here, but you probably shouldn't touch anything. And oh my god, that's when you hear it. You hear wings. the beating of wings. And as you eat that apple, your senses suddenly sharpened, your mind stronger and sharper. You hear them too, Isabel. Wings coming closer.
I'll spin around to turn to the source of the sound and gain like a sort of defensive, as much as they can muster, position.
The thing is, they're coming from all sides. From all sides through the light, you hear wings, you hear a cacophony of sounds at this point, and it's not human voices at all. It's it's birds, but you can't quite tell what type.
I start backing up all the way back up to like Gruach and then get like back to back, so at least I know my back's covered.
Isabel, with your natural 20, you know it's all.
No. It was Joan got the natural 20.
Oh, that was Joan. Sorry. Okay, then you actually do hear it's all the birds, like all of them. There's the cooing of a dove. There's the screeching of birds of prey. There's everything. And as you look around, they come from all sides. There's ravens, there's peacocks, there's owls, there's falcons, there's doves and little robins all fluttering about. A flock of ravens settles down on the backrest of both the silver and the golden throne, starting to preen their feathers. A peacock couple just struts around between the chair legs, the throne legs. Beautiful, both of them. Of course, the male peacock with that beautiful trail of feathers. A few white ones as well you see in the distance, coming closer, flying closer. They strut past you, not really caring about you at all. And then the owls come in, large, small, speckled, white and brown, like the bark of an ancient oak, and it's beautiful and slightly terrifying because they fly around you with their strong wings beating. Falcons, hawks, you look up, you see them just above you as if they're standing up high in the sky, and they shoot down past you, past your heads, Isabel in particular. You are not entirely sure if they were trying to go for you or not, but they don't actually harm you at all. And then the robins and the finches, black and blue hooded, they come in, they flitter about you, and you do realize that none of the birds actually sit on any of the thrones. It's utter madness. There's utter chaos. What do you do?
I immediately turn to Isabel and like hiss at her, like, get back down here.
Still taking my apple, and I'm gonna move back down.
Yeah, I assume I've never seen peacocks or anything like that, right?
I have not looked up the history of peacocks. I know that medieval kings in Great Britain often had weird fucking animals like lions and even elephants. Like Henry III or something had an elephant. Died after having too much red wine. Anyway, so there is a chance that peacocks did exist, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, but I probably would have heard about them.
You may have heard about them, yeah. Let's just say you've heard about these beautiful animals, but you've never seen one in.
I think I'm just gonna panic and like kneel and put my head down.
Anything you'd like to do, Joe and Isabel?
I'm just staring at the birds eating my apple.
I'm intently watching the thrones because these birds are not sitting on it, and that's suspicious. Because I know birds. Birds sit on anything. Birds are dicks.
There's no seagulls in there.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Seagulls can go. Never mind. You watch them and they settle down. They do settle down. You're starting to see a hierarchy within the birds. You're starting to see that the smaller ones are staying further away, the birds of prey, and the peacock, they're staying closer to the throne. The ravens are a bit above everything. They don't care. One of them is harassing one of the golden eagles above. Seems like that's just what they do. And then the birds fall silent. And you're not entirely sure where the voice is coming from, but you're welcomed. Welcome to Elfheim, my ladies, and the birds all bow.
Okay, I'll stand up.
I'm
With-
gonna bow back, but I am freaking out.
With apple in hand, just kind of like, take my tattered dress and
Oh my
give the most dainty fucking curtsy I can manage.
There are three women in front of you. Out of
Are they
nowhere?
us?
Out of nowhere, and you seem to, as you watch them closer. Hold on, one of them is dressed in black, utter black, but with a feather motif down the shoulders, very pointy shoulders, again feathery in making. A beautiful onyx as a choker. That she's standing right where the ravens were, just behind the throne. Then there's one slightly older woman. You can see her white hair starting just on the sides, and she's a bit smaller. She has a very kind, but also a slightly strict smile, just like like a head teacher you probably all had at some point. The one you kind of hate, but actually really respect, and when you grow up, you hope you want to. Maybe you get that sort of just aura around you. And then there's another very beautiful woman dressed in green, a bit like Gruach herself. In fact, you're not entirely sure for a moment. Hold on, did she steal my dress? And also with golden highlights, where one of the peacocks was. The older lady starts to speak. I am sure you're wondering why you're here.
My ladies, it's very kind of you to have us in your court, but we would like to know how we can be of service.
We need your help. I will not deny that this is very unusual, and well, we cannot tell you exactly where you are, for this place does not exist in any place. Only, I'm sure you have heard tales of Elfheim. History checks, all of you.
I was gonna say, have I heard tale of Elfheim? No, with a. Let's see.
18.
9.
It was what? Sorry, come again. 7 was you, Marissa? No.
No, I
Seven
had
was me.
18.
18. You had the 18 then. Gruach, of course. Gruach has heard of Elfheim.
I got a 9. So
9. Isabel, you know Elfheim, that's the home of the fair folk.
Mm-hmm.
Home of fairies. But honestly, you've always been more interested in human stories and not the made up ones. It doesn't really ring a bell other than, fairies. Yeah, you have respect them where you're coming from. You try not to walk into the fairy circles. You try not to offend them, obviously, but you don't know much about them. Joan, that's a child's tale, my god. And Bruch, this is serious business. You were spirited away into the realm of the fair folk, into the summer court. Makes sense, actually, looking at the throne, the summer fruit. And you're quite relieved because there's also winter court and you don't want to end up there. You look around again at the women and at the birds, and well, none of them is Nechnevin. None of them is the queen of fair folk. So there must be something wrong with the queen, because else why would humans be allowed in here, be actually taken in here into this world? So you've heard of the fair folk, you've heard of Nechnewin, the queen of fairies, and you're guessing that these are her ladies in waiting.
My ladies, I have heard of you, but it's unusual for you to call women even of my stature, to your service. I've noticed your queen is missing. Is this what you seek our help with?
Yes, it is. It is not the first time our queen has missing. Nehnewen is a free spirit, even amongst the Anshi, and she is, as you know, what they call the fair folk in the in ancient Gaelic. She often goes hunting. She goes traveling to the human world. The poets she's collected, it is, well, it is a hobby, I guess. She's usually back after a day or two. She has not been back in a while. Whenever we need to find her, we ask the ancients for help. Last time they sent the magpie chattering fool. We can get rid of him for a week, but this time they sent us you. I am a bit perplexed, I must say. I was expecting will-o-wisps. I was expecting pixies, not humans. But there must be a reason. If you are here, then perhaps Our Lady has ventured a bit further than she should, for we are not allowed in the low road of the Winter's Court.
My beloved ladies, we're happy to enter your service, but in exchange, may I request protection of my son?
Your son?
Yes, my son. He's always in danger in the courts, and your protection would be a blessing.
Our protection would be nowhere near a blessing as grand as the protection of our queen. If you find her, I promise she will be grateful. She always is, and then she keep their promise. She is beyond our reach, but if you find her, if you bring her back to us unharmed, then of course your son will lead a long, healthy life.
Well, you have every ability of my service is yours.
What about you? Will you help us bring back our queen unharmed, unscandalized? Oh my God! If she's at the Winter's Court, you see the birds at this point start chattering as well. There's a bit of a worried tone to their cacophonous voices.
I'm just gonna kind of like pace a little bit, and as they go, I've gone mad. I've taken a blow to the head. My wounds are septic. I'm being spoken to by a children's tale. While meanwhile, my husband lies dead. My Scotland is in peril, and well, and then just kind of just like pacing and like fretting with my hair and.
What are you making of this, Isabel?
Just kind of sitting here going, well, I mean, this can't possibly get any worse for me in the real world. So, you know, like, let's just add to the stories I was going to tell them anyway.
Lovely. We will do our best to make sure that no harm comes to you. Please take our boon. And the three women walk up to you and reach out their hands. The raven walks up to you, Isabel. The owl, the lady who was speaking to you, Joan, and the lady in the green dress, the peacock, to Gruach.
Yeah, I'll put my hand out, give it a nice hearty shake.
Oh, huh. Lovely.
I'll do the appropriate bow.
The lady bows as well, still with a hand outreached.
I will, well, if this is a dream, a hallucination, I'll play along. And I take her hand.
Yeah. Joan of rightful wrath and fury. The owl smiles at you, takes your hand in both of her hands, and does it in this really nice matronly sort of way. I can see it within you, as clear as the stars in the night sky, just as bright. You would move them if you could return him. Your anger rivals that of an unseelie, scorned, and yet you will not let go of knowing right from wrong, nor of a world in which these things matter. I know you think this is a dream. I know. I've heard it from your kind before. But accept my boon and be sure. And you look at her, you see in her eyes a myriad of stars just turning and twisting and moving, and there's this brief sensation of vertigo. Makes you swallow hard, and when you reach inside and you find balance, you find a very heavy burden of knowing right from wrong, knowing justice, vengeance, purpose, and you are grateful for the weight keeping you grounded. In your hand, you feel something. You feel that burden manifested. You feel a blade, the hilt of a blade, and it's as bright as it is sharp. It's gleaming in the light. In your other hand, there's a shield woven from silver owl feathers, and you're dressed in armor. The owl motif, the feather motif surrounding you, it's finer than any armor of your late husband's knights. You're fine. You can do this.
Mm-hmm.
You can do this. Isabel, the raven's touch is a bit cold, a bit distant, but there's something in her eyes that you recognize as trickstery aspect, a trickstery spirit. And the raven says, "My child of many voices, you know us, don't you?" And yeah, there is this sort of sensation of familiarity. You've seen our congregation many times when we're dancing with the wild ones, when we're feasting and singing in the moonlight, and our chatter has always made sense to you. Almost. Accept my boon and fully understand. And you look at the raven's eyes, and there are bright embers just glowing, surrounded by blackened coal. They're getting stronger, and they're flickering, and it's like a flame being revived and growing ever taller. The witchfinders would call it hellfire, but you know there's more to that. It's the flame of creation, flame of knowledge, and you feel its warmth. You hear the comforting cackling of a fire, ever burning, ever lighting the way, and you blink and you look down in your other hand, and there's sparks flying from it. That same fire is in your hand, but it's a strange color, changing color, purple, green, red, always changing and still warm. You're dressed now no longer in sackcloths. You're in a noble robe, not a queen's garment, but it's a finer make. It's protective. It's beautiful and soft and warm and safe.
I never want to go home.
Did you take mage armor as a warlock?
I did not.
You have it now.
Baller!
Gruach, after you bow and the peacock bows as well, you look back up and you see yourself like you're staring into a mirror, and you hear your own voice speaking to you. My queen of shattered mirrors, full of doubt and sadness, and yet hope for future tidings, strong yet faltering, weak yet unbent, unbroken. There is so much beauty in your worried tears, cried by 100 green eyes. They cut like daggers, and they taste like eternity. Maiden, mother, and crone, accept my boon and be eternal. And you look into the peacock's eyes, and there's eyes everywhere, all of them blinking and searching, and for a moment it's really uncomfortable. You're looking back at yourself, and these beautiful, terrifying eyes, gold and green all over. And then you look down and you feel the elements coursing through your veins. You feel like this is what they mean when they say witchcraft, when they call to the Anshi, when they evoke the ancient powers, and you feel it all in yourself, that confidence and that connection to the universe. You two are dressed in robes very similar to what you've already been wearing, but a bit more protective, with sturdy shoes. And if you haven't taken mage armor, you have it too.
Ooh. What's that switch my AC to?
I think 13 plus dex.
Yep, 13 plus dex.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then you blink, and there's no birds. There's no throne room.
And there's no directions.
There's a door in front of you. Just a door. Everything else is utter blackness, utter darkness. The door is solid wood with iron forged hinges, ivy decoration, actually beautiful ivy motif. And if you look closely, it's almost like it's moving. And there's a large but beautiful doorknob right in the center, shaped like the face of a man. His hair, his beard, all made of leaves and ivy. One of the green men you may know from stories. And the eyes roll open, and the iron face starts to move. And the mouth opens and says, "Hello."
Hello.
Who are you then? What do you want?
May we pass?
Maybe.
Look, we're just trying to get somebody out of trouble so we can, get back home for most of us.
Sure.
I'm assuming.
That's fine. I will open. When my name is spoken.
3-man. I don't know.
Can I check to see what would I roll for that? Is that maybe a history?
You can try, yeah. Try
Oh, that's
history.
a no.
Yeah, I'll try it when I...
No, I mean, try history or arcana. That's why it was like...
Nope. I rolled a 4.
I got 15.
Oh, mm-hmm. Do you want to roll anything as well, Joan? History
Yeah,
or
screw it, why not? Nope.
Groch, again, you're in your time. You're a bit more connected to these old stories. Yeah, the fair folk and their bloody riddles. There's some layer to it. You're not sure what.
Glad somebody in this party is smart.
I know, for once I'm the competent one. It's very weird.
Don't get used to
I
it.
just can't roll.
Fuck, I'm gonna actually have to think. Can't color for a minute.
I would go, Joan, what is your name?
What is your name?
I don't have a name.
If you do not have a name, how can it be spoken?
Do we need to give you one?
I'm just standing here. I'm protecting.
I'm gonna try and walk around.
You walk around. As you reach the other side, you're walking back to the 3 ladies and to the door, to the 2 other ladies and the door.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Thanks. It was a grand trip. I really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm.
I just am. People have names. I'm just what keeps you from entering. Yawns.
I'll bow and introduce myself. Fair folk, we wish to pass to help the queen. I am Groch, or Lady Macbeth. Will you let us pass?
I will open when my name is spoken.
Fuck, none of us are IRL smart enough for this shit.
No, I am, but I have to work, so I can't concentrate. I feel like it's a joke on nobody, but I'm struggling to how to put that into words.
Did we give you a name? Did I already ask that? I feel like I asked that.
People are given names. I'm no people.
But you can give 3 names. 3's names, I mean. What shape are the leaves?
Ivy.
Should we call him Ivy? No, that's not it. All right.
Wait. Did somebody already ask his name? I'm sorry. I'm only
I already asked his name.
What did they
He
answer?
doesn't have one.
I'm not people. People have names. I'm what blocks the way. I'm what's closed.
So are you a door? Are you a gate?
Aye, that's me. That's me.
So you're a door. Is that your name?
I've been called that.
Guardian blocker.
I've been called that so often. Maybe that's my name. Is that my name?
Doors.
Do you want it to be your name?
Is that my name?
Yes.
What? Wait.
Say it again.
Door? Guardian?
Can that be mine?
Yes. Take
And
it.
you see that green man, the eyes darting left and right as he's trying to mouth the word door. And as he says it, he opens.
Hey, good job.
That was not the solution I was expecting.
Leave it to the smartest person in the party.
Uh-huh. And I just walk on forward.
You
I'll
walk
walk through.
forward and you see nothing. It's almost as black as the surrounding around you.
I have double sight. Does that make a difference?
It does. You do see.
Excellent.
But you're human. The others are human. Joan, Gruach, you see shit.
I didn't take dancing lights or anything like that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, it's like I never play human, so I forget that darkness is a thing.
Right.
I'm just gonna. Ooh, I don't want to reach out my hands. Well, you know what? I think she would do that, so I'm gonna reach out my hands and see if I can feel anything. Please don't kill me.
Would you like me to describe it for you?
Yes, please.
All right, DM. What the fuck do I see?
You see, basically a cavernous tunnel. It's hewn walls, going sort of slightly sloping down. Hewn walls, very rough. There's a few stalactites hanging from the ceiling. It's not overly damp, but yeah, these are like the caverns you've played in when you were a child, deep in the forest. You see something, and that's good, but there's not going to be any natural light down here.
All right, so you want to take like 15 paces forward. and then you want to turn to the left and just keep going.
I do not trust her at all.
No, not even slightly do I trust this fucking peasant who arrived in sackcloth.
Look, you don't know that I'm a fucking peasant.
Joan.
I just gave you my name. Just because you don't know
mean-
of me.
I've listened to you speak for more than 5 seconds.
That is incredibly rude.
Joan,
You
my
don't
lady.
know me.
I just
you
do
have-
the fucking head tilt.
Do you have a torch?
Do we have, did we get, like, adventurers' kits with us, or is it just, like, armor and weapons?
I didn't. I took the scholars pack.
I took the scholars pack too.
Did we get those packs, like, in this? Okay, I took the Dungeoneers pack, so I have torches.
Joan, I was basically expecting that one of you fucks would have some form of flame or anything at all. So, your sword, Joan, the beautiful, bright, glimmering sword that you got, it still radiates, not much, like 10, 15 foot radius perhaps. But you can see where you're walking. You're sort of.
Oh my god, it's a stick for the blind.
Please don't use it as a stick.
I am not going to use it as a stick.
But you can shine the way, and yeah, like the glimmering light at least makes
Cool.
sure you're not stumbling and falling.
Mm-hmm. I shall draw my sword and move forward gallantly. But slowly, so I don't fall over.
So you're all moving in? All walking?
I'm. Joan, may I have your hand?
I mean, I do currently have a shield on the other arm, but you can kind of slide in the back there if you want.
Okay. I will take her elbow.
Wait, I could have phrased that better.
You walk arm in arm. Isabel, are you ahead of them or behind them?
I'm gonna walk behind them. This is funny.
You're seeing as they stumble. You can see a perfect sort of black, white, grey vision as they try to stride. It's not a place where striding should be the natural way of walking, because the stone is quite rough as well. But they do manage to get forward without falling flat on their faces. And you walk for a wee while when when the tunnel opens up just a little bit. Make the perception checks again, please.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yay!
Yo.
Seven.
I got 21.
21, nice.
Well, la-di-da.
And Susie doesn't even want to say it.
7.
7?
Big 7.
Big 7, and
2
And she was
from
it?
Marissa.
oh, to Marissa. I keep
Yeah.
because I always have you minimized to be able to know what I'm doing.
Oh.
Yeah, 21. You're the only one hearing it. A giggle, a cackle, laughter, and you can also tell with that roll it's somewhere above you.
So I'm gonna move forward and just kind of gently place my hands on the lady's shoulders in front of me and be like, there's something in here. It's giggling at us, I think. I'm assuming it's at us. It's above us. Just so you know.
That Devil's Sight, how far is the reach? Is that 120 feet?
120, yeah.
Then you actually look up and you see flashes of color. Green, yellow. There's a blue one. There's a that was red. That was purple. My God.
Does it sound like more than one person giggling?
Yeah.
There are many things giggling at us. And they're right up there. Little flashes of color.
I'm gonna do Arcana check, I guess. See if I know what they are. 15.
15. the colors and the fact that that Isabel can't actually see the creature does suggest that it's some form of fairy creature up there, because that's very typical for them. Gaudy
Do you
colors and
think being in a
invisibility.
fairyland also suggests that they're a fairy creature?
That's two. You're not entirely sure if they're going to be friendly or not, because with the fair folk, you never know. Could go either way. Probably depending on what you do.
Let's just keep walking.
You don't want to introduce yourself?
I mean, it's probably a good thing to do.
Does anyone have cream on them?
Cream?
Yes. The fair folk love a little cream left for them to eat.
I'm just giving Lady Macbeth the most, like, scathing look.
I'm gonna ignore it.
That I carry cream about my person. It's not often a thing one carries with them.
Well, I typically leave some on my hearth, but as you can see, I haven't many of the comforts of home right now.
I mean, you know, in my many folds of the dresses I was wearing, I totally was carrying cream, but when they, you know, switched my clothes out, I lost it.
Actually, you still have 2 of the apples you stole.
They don't know that.
I know, just reminding you.
I know now.
You know
No,
nothing,
you don't.
Jon Snow!
And I'm done. I'm out. Goodbye.
I'm a terrible person, I'm sorry. Anyway.
We know that. We know, we're aware.
I think it's best to keep going then.
Keep going. Don't act aggressively. And I look at Isabel.
What?
I also glare at Isabel.
What?
Get weird.
I'm just gonna walk past him then. Fuck him.
Is there any food in the scholars pack?
No.
Fuck.
Okay. I think it's like candles and shit.
Oh.
What was your roll again, Marissa, earlier?
15.
15. You know, it's with the tithe for the fairies, it doesn't have to be cream. It doesn't have to be food.
Then let me look at what's in my scholars pack, and then I will tell you.
You've got a backpack, book of lore, a bottle of ink, an ink pen, 10 sheets of parchment, a little bag of sand, and a small knife.
We'll leave them the bag of... No, I'm going to leave them a few sheets of parchment.
Are you just walking on while she's rummaging in her pack?
I've moved past.
I'm really fucking paranoid. I don't have anything I could give.
Don't fucking metagame.
I'll just walk on.
And Isabel?
Oh, I've already moved past.
You've
them
already
'cause-
walked on. As you move on away from the cackling laughter, Gruach is still behind, rummaging through that pack she just got out of nowhere. There's
It's not out of nowhere.
there's a poof of smoke, dust. It's really hard to say, but it's in beautiful rainbow colors. You can see that one too, Joan. And I would very much like you all to make me a wisdom save. Or the 2 of you, actually.
Oh no!
Ah!
Me or not me?
You're not in there. You're still rummaging.
Awesome. Well, that's a big old... Wait, hold on. Because I'm super smart and totally filled out my sheet.
Just send me
that's
to
a 9.
fairy jail already. I rolled a nat 1.
You did.
Yeah, I rolled a 9.
A 9. So yeah, you you try and battle against that smoke cloud, and you inhale deeply because you can't help yourself. That smoke is just engulfing. It looks pretty, but it it makes you cough. It makes your eyes sting and water, and you feel it. You feel it enter your lungs, and your body just freezes up, and you start giggling.
Oh no.
Start laughing.
You would hear the most witch-like cackle from me.
Yeah. Yep, you're all cackling like mad. Ooh.
All of us?
No,
No.
sorry. The two
Just
of you.
those two.
Just
Ugh,
us
you're-
two.
You're hearing them. And the giggling from the top continues as well. Roll me initiative.
Oh no.
Ooh.
What was that roll 2 minutes ago?
$20 and 25 to 25. Anyone? 20 to 15.
16.
18.
Oh.
16, 18. What's your dex?
Mine.
Yeah.
0.
Hold on.
We are a Dexy party.
So Dexy. Super Dexy.
I'm too Dexy for this
Where
game.
was the 16? Who was the 16?
Marissa.
Marissa. Let's go.
Groch.
And Isabel?
I'm a good old 14.
14. Lovely. Now, a yellow and a green flash comes down on you, Isabel. The yellow one and the green one at you, Joan. Does 15 hit you, Isabel?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Then you take 1 piercing damage as a tiny little needle prick burrows itself into your shoulder. For a brief second flashes, and you can see a creature, but you can't quite see what it is. Joan, I'm assuming 11 does not hit you?
Nah, fam.
Yeah, you hear a plunk as something bounces against your armor. The other cackling voices grow louder and louder and louder, and everyone, all 3 of you, actually make me a dex save.
Oh, I'm so good at these. That's a 10.
Nope.
19.
Yep.
17.
Yep. Isabel is suddenly surrounded by a rainbow of flames dancing around her, a fairy fire, and you can all see at least the ground around Isabel. Joan, what would you like to do?
Alright, so have I got one pretty close to me? Or
You
do I just not know where they are? Like, I can't...
You can't really see them.
Okay, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to move up to Isabel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to, like, hunker down near her. And then be ready for, if anything comes close, to whack it. Hold my action.
Gruach, what would you like to do?
Mm,
Isabel is glowing faintly. Joan's just sort of, maybe protectively, maybe not. It's hard to tell with Joan. Hunkered down with Isabel the pedant.
Detect poison and disease lets me detect poisonous creatures. So I would like to cast that, but it only gives me a 30-foot range for 10 minutes.
They're not poisonous.
Oh.
You hear... Oh, Isabel, your turn?
Yes. I am... Oh, well, shit. I think... Ooh, no, if I cast invisibility...
Oh, actually, Joan, sorry, at the end of your turn, make me another wisdom save.
She is AFK.
Oh. How dare she? Isabel,
Right.
then, yeah, you tell me what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to do... Let me check the spell real quick. Because I want to make sure that I'm not going to waste it. Yeah, I'm going to cast Armor of Agathis.
On yourself?
Yeah.
Of course, on yourself. Roll me a d6 first.
Okay. 4.
You raise your arms and try to invoke this protective magic. Instead, you walk. You're not telling your legs to walk. You just walk away from Joan, just randomly, almost into a wall. Just before the wall, you stop. You still are surrounded by the fairy fire, so all of them see you walk away. You're not entirely sure what the fuck just happened. Now you can make me another wisdom save. And Joan, by the way, as well, another wisdom save.
8.
8.
13.
I think this is...
I'm still confused.
Yeah, you're still very confused, and you're still thinking this is a bit hilarious.
Sorry,
Joan,
15.
Yeah. Joan, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. You're not entirely sure why you were giggling just now, but you're back to protecting, back to dealing with whatever is happening right the fuck now.
So did I actually use the spell slot, or?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Brings us back to the creatures. A creature swoops down onto where Gruch is sitting and turns visible. Looks up to you. Big, really cute eyes. It is a tiny little dragon. And it's purple. It's violet. Cocks its head. And digs down into the pack looking for something. Or, you don't know why, but just rummaging through.
I open the pack more so it can more easily rummage.
It's still rummaging. For you, Isabel, and Joan. Isabel, an attack against you. That does hit. That's 21. You take another 1 point of piercing damage. It's getting out. This time the other shoulder. Needle pin pricks. You look and you also see a dragon creature, yellow. Just gnawing at your shoulder, looking up, going, and then flying away, turning invisible again.
Oh
Joan?
my god, they're so cute.
Joan, does 21 hit you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You look at the dragon and Isabel's shoulder and you're like, what on earth? When suddenly straight in your face there's a green dragon just clawing with its wings.
Aww.
And you get one little scratch, also 1 point of damage, and then it flies away again. That brings us to Joan. The dragon's just flown away. You're like, that's dragons. I just saw dragons. They're tiny dragons, but dragons.
A dragon, I swear sorry.
It's just gonna be that like I'm just and then what I will do is I will lower my sword and just shout a truce. My apologies.
You hear the little chirping sounds all throughout. They seem like they're maybe communicating with each other. You're not entirely sure, but there's a lot of like slightly purring, slightly chirping.
Cute.
Gruel,
My
there's
turn?
a tiny little purple dragon in your backpack. What do you do?
Oh, I resist the urge to pet it. Beloved creature, we only seek to pass through your land. I apologize for the rudeness of my compatriots. They don't understand your ways.
The dragon pops its head back out of your pack, It has the little knife letter opener with a sparkly glass ruby at the end in its mouth, and cocks its head again and flutters off. Isabel, you're still glowing. I think does Fairy Fire get saves though?
No, it's just the one
No.
time to dodge it.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're not good.
So, do I need to roll my d6?
I have no idea how this works.
Tell me first what you would like to do.
I would like to do, seeing the dragon thing, whatever. I'm assuming I can see it in the pack routing around.
With your devil sight, yeah.
And remembering the cream thing, I'm gonna see if I can druidcraft like an acorn or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that maybe I can like hold it out to them instead and be like, please. Just
acorn.
take this. Yeah.
A dragon swoops down. It's a blue one this time. Sniffs at the acorn and bites your hand. Take another piercing damage. It's not a squirrel, for fuck's sake.
No, but it's nature. I'm not proficient in nature, okay?
And it starts and flutters off. Makes a very disapproving. That sounded like stew. Makes a very disapproving sound.
Sorry. Wow.
My ladies, these are dragons. They love shiny things, gold, emeralds, glass. Any shiny trinkets you have, offer to them.
I don't have anything like that.
Well, then you shall. Bye.
Fuck. Shit. Is it still my turn?
I don't know if you want to say anything still, or yeah.
Look, little dragons. I don't want any trouble. I just wanted to leave. That's all I want.
Mm-hmm.
Let them take something from you. Offer yourself. Offer your bag. Sit down. Lay down. Make peace.
Gonna just like lay down and put the bag on my belly and just like.
3 dragons swoop down and start walking all over you. One is on your face, one paw, like you know when the cat is just walking over your face, and just sniffing all over. One dives into your pack, another one dives into one of the pockets of your dress.
Oh my god, these dresses have pockets, guys.
Yeah, these dresses have fucking pockets. This is a ladies' night. And you feel that rummaging as the red dragon drags out the juicy red apple and starts just going to town. A blue one comes as well, and they start fighting a little, just snipping at each other, and then together they start eating the apple. Another one steals. You have a scholar's pack as well?
Yeah.
Steals your letter opener, and another one steals the little inkwell, because it's glass and shiny as well, and they happily flutter away. One, however, lands on Joan's shoulder, sort of pauldron.
Whoops.
And tries clawing in it because it's shiny, and you hear some frustrated chirping noises.
And I'm just like holding the straps under my arm, like I've got my arm crossed, and I'm like, no, fuck off. No, we're not.
Oh yeah, Joan, it is your turn.
I'm just saying. Also, I realized that I have.
Yeah, you're a baby dragon.
Oh my god.
I will, because I have a dagger in my equipment. I assume I'm wearing that along my belt. I will take off my dagger. I'll put that on the floor. I'll open up my pack and leave it there and just stand back. But they ain't having my armor.
The dragon jumps down, sniffs at the dagger. It's not a little letter opener, it's an actual dagger. So it tries to carry it off. I can't. It just and the little wings go flutter, 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 and then it goes and 2 more dragons swoop from the ceiling, and 3 dragons carry off the dagger.
It's so
There is
cute.
cackling and giggling as they all vanish. It's perfect.
Can I get up now?
Yes. And I'll walk over and give her a hand up.
Oh, well, thank you.
And readjust my pauldron.
It's a good thing I don't know how to read, right? I'd miss that ink well otherwise.
We're in the land of the Fae. They love ritual, and they're mercurial, so it's best if we proceed with caution.
Well, if every encounter involves us giving something to them, we'll be naked by the time we get to this queen.
Wouldn't be anything new for me.
Wouldn't that be a sight?
Would you like to see it?
No, actually, I'm quite all right not seeing that. Thank you.
Your loss. Let's keep moving then.
Let's.
Why did I get naked as a character?
You should have chosen Isabel.
There are plenty of characters that never mind. I mean, technically, you can do whatever you want.
I think I can play one character that doesn't get naked.
True, actually, do have history. Watch Fight Club, everyone. Never mind. Cheap. As you move on out of the little cavern after having paid your toll to the fairy dragons, you hear sobbing, quietly crying on the ground. There is a tiny little glow just a few feet, like 40 feet ahead of you.
Let me roll Arcana for this one, because I know this is usually a trap. 22, please.
The voice suggests again a fairy creature. You know that fairies, they're like dogs. It's like everything's brilliant.
Yeah.
Or everything's the worst. So a tiny little inconvenience can make them cry. A tiny little happy thing that happens is the best thing ever. Because it's such a small thing, you think it's probably one of the smaller fair folk, the less important ones, maybe a sprite or a pixie. But you don't really think there's a trap there. But again, you never know with the fair folk. But that's definitely another sort of sentient creature.
And we hear weeping, right?
Yeah. Weeping, actual weeping. There's a bit of a sort of, when a 5-year-old in the supermarket wants chocolate and they're going, and you realize they've stopped actually crying 2 minutes ago. So that creature keeps itself going.
Do any of you know any jokes?
No.
I just give that. I didn't really have time for jokes.
I mean, like, I have jokes, but they're all really dark, and I don't think you want to hear them.
Oh my. Do any of you know any bedtime stories or lullabies?
Well, depends on what you mean by bedtime stories.
Okay. I'm gonna approach the fairy very cautiously, and I'll say, my dear little child, it seems like it's time for bed.
And the creature looks up, and you can see it is childlike. Basically, it's a little girl, and she would fit into the palm of your hand. She has tiny little wings and big, big blue eyes, and they well up, and there's tears rolling down her cheek, and a little bit of snot in her nose, and goes, I want to go to bed, but they won't let me through.
Who won't let you go to bed, my dear love?
Dragons won't let me through because I don't have anything I can pay with.
I'll pull out one of my apples. Can you carry this?
The apple is almost as big as she is.
Can you roll it through there?
And she that's from the summer court. Where did you get that?
I'm very persuasive.
And she flutters over from Groch and sort of hugs the apple and smells. That would please them. Yes, that would be enough. But I can't. Are you sure?
Of course.
She tries to carry it. She can't. It's too big.
Can you roll it? Just on the ground?
Maybe. Yeah. And put it on the ground. She starts rolling it. Thank you. But then she flutters up and is all happy now. Thank you. I can go home. Mummy will be very mad. I'm so late. But yeah, you can go home. And she hugs you and kisses you. Tiny little butterfly kisses all over your face. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You better get home to your mum.
I will. I was just trying to look for the jewels, but I didn't want to go into that room because it's so scary. And the other day, Cullen, she got in and she never got out. And it's right over there. Don't go into there. It's very, 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 very dangerous. But there's so many shiny things. And who are you?
I am Groch, and I'm on my way to find the Summer Queen.
Oh, you're humans, aren't you?
We are.
Yes, you're humans. I haven't seen the Summer Queen since the wedding when we were all invited, but I do know that she sometimes comes through. Terilyn saw her the other day, and she was a big scary wolf, and she came through. That's how she goes hunting. And then Jaren says she's flying through in a big beautiful bird. that a light with flame, but Jaren's a bit of an idiot. That's probably not true. I haven't seen her in a while though.
And she went through there.
She always goes to the big stream and then follows, or I guess I don't know what the queens do, but just the stream that leads to the other places in Elfheim. Just don't go beyond, because that's the Unseelies. That part of the low roads is very dangerous. I've never been there myself.
We thank you for your kind generosity, little friend. But go home to your mother and tell your mother we're looking for the Summer Queen, and have a beautiful dreams tonight.
I will. Thank you so much. Thank you. And she gives you little kisses as well, and then starts rolling the little apple away towards the fairy dragons.
I like helping the little babies.
Everything here is so adorable.
Yeah, I'm into this. Okay. She said to go towards the stream.
Mm-hmm.
You walk and you see a fork in the road.
I took out the fork.
Is that me not using the correct English word, or is it Marissa taking
No,
this?
it's Marissa being
Marissa's,
Michelle.
yeah.
Because I wasn't sure for a second. You see a fork in the road. One very short, actually. There's a door. There's a door. That's what you probably think is where she said the shiny things were and the useful things were, but where the danger is. And the other path just keeps on going.
Do you ladies want to go after the shinies?
Well, she did say that someone went in there and didn't come out. And it's always good to have favors. If we rescue one. Obviously, we don't take anything because apparently there's very strict rules here.
I mean, I took the apples and that worked out for me. I'm just saying.
That you know of.
If I was going to get in trouble, I would have gotten in trouble with the ladies.
Still remains to be seen, but... What do you think?
Well, I think if something's dangerous for a fairy, it's much more dangerous for us.
Mm-hmm.
But it is always right to help the little children in need. So perhaps we should.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
All right. I will lead the way this time, though.
Ha! I get it. It sounded like you said owl, and because you had the owl lady. Owl lead the way.
God. So we will choose the dog with the shinies and the danger.
Shinies and danger, yes. Are you just opening the door, or...?
Is there anything remarkable about this door?
It's a regular wooden door.
Can I hear anything on the other side?
Make me a perception roll.
17.
No.
Alright. I will open it, but I'll have my shield up.
You open the door, and nothing happens. Door opens up. You see not much. Oh, I'm assuming you're shining your sword in.
Yeah. The glow stick.
You see what looks basically like a glorified storage room.
Mm-hmm.
A bit dusty as well. As you open the door, you see it sort of pushes away some stuff, and there's dust all over pretty much everything. There are 2 plinths on the wall, so you could light a fire if any of you had a way to make fire.
I have a tin box. I could do fire if I
Yay.
wanted.
You can do fire. You see a random assortment of all sorts of shit. There's several drawers and chests and little wooden boxes, some jewelry boxes that look quite nice, all just scattered around on the right hand side of the room. There's weapons on the wall, but super dusty, some swords, some great axes, some shields actually with coats of arms you've never seen in your... In fact, a few coats of arms that look familiar, like human coats of arms you may recognize from your teachings. Spears, some in better condition than others. There's a few sets of ropes. There's a really creepy doll in one corner looking at you through button eyes. There's 2 rugs rolled up in another corner, one half crumpled on the ground. There's spades and wheelbarrows. There's water skins. and a few torches as well. It's a
Torches.
room full of random shit.
Do the water skins look like they're full?
2 of them do, yeah.
Oh god.
I'm gonna go over and pick one of them up.
Mm-hmm. You just they're in the back corner. Just walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Don't
I'm waiting to have to make a roll.
don't drink from those.
What about eating apples?
15 does hit you, does it not?
Oh yeah, my AC is 11.
Ah, yeah. Oh, even with no, it's 13. You have mage armor.
That's only if I activate it. It's a spell.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I thought you all had activated it pretty much because it lasts forever anyway, and it's sort of.
I only have 2 spells.
No, you got.
Oh, like the.
Basically, the robes you have in sort of inherent mage armor.
Oh, okay, then I'm 13.
Yeah, both of you have 13 plus Dex.
Okay, then I'm 13.
Yeah. You see the water skins coming in, and oh my god, you remember still being parched. You think, oh, I need that right now. You step in, and as you step over the rug, it flaps up and grabs you.
Fuck's sake, I'm having flashbacks.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I've been there.
This is like Defeely with the broom all over again. Fuck me.
That almost killed the Feely as well.
Yeah.
So maybe we're in luck. I mean,
You are now grappled. The others see Isabel stepping over the rug suddenly coming to life and enveloping her. What do you do? Actually, all of you roll for initiative, that's what you do.
This music is fantastic.
20 to 25, anyone? 20 to 19? 20 to 15, sorry.
oh,
15.
16.
16. 10 to 15?
Guys!
10 to 5?
8.
Isabel?
3.
I mean,
Cool.
you're trapped in a rug, so you
A
know.
little bit, yeah.
You're kind of trapped.
I'm a little wrapped up.
Beautiful.
I like it.
I'm gonna kill you up for that. Lovely. That is, you see Isabel just sort of within the rug, and it actually is the rug's turn. Can't do something when it hasn't been grappled. Nope. Actually, it's still just flapping about. So that brings us to Joan.
I'm going to make my way over to the wriggling rug and just hit it.
Cool. Attack
Are you
with your sword.
With my sword.
With your sword.
I'm here.
I rolled a natural 1.
Word.
You take your sword and you attack just at that point. Isabel just throws herself around, takes the rug with her. She rolls over, topples over. She's now on the ground with the rug. That brings us to Gruch.
I'm gonna do an Arcana check. 21, please.
Yeah, that rug is alive.
But I
That
don't
rug
know
is
anything.
Very
about it.
alive. You don't know. You've never heard something about a rug like that, but you're fairly sure that it is magic, and as such, if you had anything that would dispel magic, that would probably be a good thing. You're also, with 21, a bit worried what would have happened had Joan actually hit the rug with Isabel inside. Oh, why is the music stopped?
Joan, be careful.
Why?
You'll hit her. You'll hit her.
did not.
I did
I've
not.
watched that film now, and I hate you for doing this. Really, I don't want my D&D to be defiled by Tommy Wiseau. That's not. Just no.
Jesus.
So,
Fucking bless.
you warn, fuck's sake. You warn Joan, and that brings us to Isabel's turn. And Isabel, at the beginning of your turn, you take fucking lucky. 7 points. 7 points of bludgeoning damage, and you can. Yeah, it's your turn.
All right.
You're still restrained, blinded.
Yeah.
Actually, you're not getting much air in your ropey prison.
Sorry. I'm gonna try and get the fuck out of it. Actually, no. I'm gonna use my reaction to Misty Step. Wait,
For
I should have
Misty
done that
Step,
first.
you just. What
It's a
does
bonus
that-
action. Never mind. It's a bonus
Yeah,
action.
it's a bonus
That's what I
action.
meant.
Do you need verbal or semantic or?
Let me double check real quick. What page did I write that down?
Go do your ninja signs. to tell you
Yeah,
to
right.
log
Verbal. It's verbal.
Because the thing is, you're at the risk of suffocating.
Right. But if I Misty Step out of it, then
I know, but if you weren't, you would not be at the risk of suffocating if you could move your mouth and open your mouth to breathe. So technically, I don't think you can
into
speak.
being like fully compressed.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna try and wriggle out with my 10 strength. No, 8 strength.
Yeah. Do me an yeah. Just try and
Athletics or
yeah. Do it at advantage though, because you're.
oh
If you make it, I let you Misty Step out of it.
oh okay.
It's a bit of a on the verge, I think.
So I rolled the same thing both times. 8.
Oh no!
What is it? What did you make?
8.
8.
Wait,
You-
no, athletics. That's a 7.
Yeah. No. You quickly dry your hand out and you're trying to speak the magic word to Misty Step out of it when the little tassel at the end is like, and you back down. Gagged officially now. That brings us to the rug. Yeah, I know what I said. I knew it the moment I said it, and I was hoping that no. And then I realized Angie is in this game, so I'm like, nah.
Me! It's me! Okay.
I only saw you. I don't know what faces the others were making. Susie, was it you?
Susie was totally
Me.
making a face. 100%. Marissa was the only one that was just like, heh.
Look, I could be PG-rated sometimes.
The rug is still writhing.
Did not consent to this.
And Joan, it is your turn.
Okay then. So apparently I can't hit it for because who wants to damage the peasant? I will try and prise the rug from her without hitting it with the sword.
Cool. That gives you advantage on your next escape.
Baller.
That brings us to Gruoch.
I'm just. Hello? Is there anyone else in here?
You hear a drawer being opened, and a tiny little head, very much like the pixie you just saw, pops out of the drawer and looks very. What is happening? Who are you?
Hello, beloved. Your friend said that you got stuck in here. Can we help you out?
Yeah, I did. I did get stuck in here, and that's all the time you have on your turn at this point. Can't really have the whole conversation. Isabel, you take.
I'm gonna laugh if this knocks me out.
Might do. That is 11 damage.
I'm down to 4 hit points, you guys.
But you get to do the escape with advantage.
Jesus Christ, come on. That's a 10.
For fuck's sake, nope. rug is still writhing on the ground, still with its victim. And we now have, hold on.
PTSD. It's fine.
Ooh, we now have a pixie popping its head out of the drawer, fluttering up with its beautiful little blue butterfly wings. And what's happening here? And oh no, what are you doing? And it flies over and casts, because a pixie has dispel magic. Casts dispel magic on the rug. Not sure if the rug gets a save there.
It's whatever the magic is.
Yeah. And
Like, whatever it was cast at is your DC. Oops.
yeah, but it's not. It's basically the rug itself
Right.
that has the dispel magic. So I'm just looking that up. Gone save. It's 11. The pixie has 12. The rug flump falls down, and you, Isabel, you dig yourself out from its folds. Look around. There's Joan with her sword raised. There's Gruach, and there's a tiny little pixie fluttering above you, looking at you curiously.
Is that yours?
She's the one we've come to help, yes.
Oh, I was wondering if that rug was hers, because, like, that's one
mine.
hell of a way to keep intruders out.
No. I was coming in here because they dared me to, because I'm very brave. And you can see she tries to sort of prop herself up. And then I was flying over the rug, and it was trying to just go for me, and it almost had me. And then I managed to just escape, but then I couldn't go back out because then it would jump at me again. So thank you very much for saving me. And same thing as with the other pixie, you get the feeling there's a very euphoric creatures flutters around you and starts hugging you and kissing you all over.
Little friend, we're looking for the Summer Queen. Have you seen her?
Oh, a few times now. Like I said, I'm the most bravest, and sometimes I fly after her, but she's always very fast. She came through here 3 days ago, 4 days, 15 days. You get a sense these creatures do not really actually have a sense of time. Just a few days ago, and she was really pretty. She was this beautiful bird with the fiery wings and the fiery tail. And I don't know what she was doing. I said hi, but she didn't say hi back.
Which way did she go?
To the big stream, where she always goes.
And that's on the other path?
Yeah. We're not allowed to go there, because sometimes when you leave the stream, you end up in the unseelie low roads, and that's dangerous. So we always stay. So we sometimes go to the stream and then pop back in. And I've seen the banshee once there, and that was super scary.
Oh, you're right. That is scary, my little love. But we'll take as many precautions as we can.
You can take something from here. They don't really use it anymore, so that's why that we just know that sometimes there's dangerous things. You know, when something is found on the road by the guards, when they patrol, they take it in here and they leave it here because they don't really need that sort of thing. Good.
Oh, well, thank you. We'll each take only one thing. And
you can take it all.
Oh, we can take many things?
You can take everything. It doesn't belong to me.
How big are the pockets in this dress?
It belongs to someone. Don't get any ideas, Isabel.
It belongs to somebody, and that somebody is me. Alright, I'll just take the fucking water skin.
The water skin is filled with water. Do you take one or both?
Oh, I'm gonna take both.
The other one is filled with red wine.
Oh, yes! I mean, what?
I forgot what all's in this room.
All sorts of weapons. Basically, any weapon you'd want, you can have. Shields. There's you can start rummaging through drawers. You might find shiny things.
Yeah, I'll just
You might find dangerous things.
carefully rummage through drawers.
See that face that you just pulled there, Lydia, is not a face that I trust.
I know, I'm aware. That's why I pulled it, because maybe there's nothing dangerous at all, and that face now made you think there is something dangerous.
Maybe.
Okay.
What are you wanting to look at? What are you trying to find?
I'll go through the drawer the fairy was sleeping in and see if there's like anything that would be good for trading with fairies or dragons, and I'm gonna look for healing potions.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
You go through the drawers and you find a few dried fruits. You find nuts. You find one suspiciously fresh-looking strawberry. You also find 2 potions.
Can I identify them?
Yeah, roll me an Arcana check.
Oh shit! Threw it off the table. That's 9.
I was gonna say, do you do the rule where if you take a sip of it, you know what it does?
Basically, depending on what she rolls, yeah.
Okay.
With that one, you don't sip, you smell. And as the vapors reach your nose, you feel very refreshed and healthy. That one is definitely a healing potion of sorts. You can't quite discern what the other one is with the 9.
Okay.
Anyone else wanting to go through anything?
Yeah, quick question before I do though. From our backgrounds in character generation, you get gold. Do we have that gold with us?
No,
No. Okay.
because fairy middle of the night whisked away.
True. Fair enough.
Sorry, I
fair
should have
enough.
mentioned that before.
No,
Sorry.
it's cool. It's cool. I will look for. No, actually, I won't. I won't take anything.
You won't take
suspicious.
anything?
Nope.
Cool.
48.
Are you leaving the room again? Are you back? Is anyone else still going through everything?
Yeah, I'll probably keep going through things to see if there's something that might make me feel a little better, because 4 out of 25 hit points, that fucking hurts.
I'll be right back. I really have to go to the potty.
We can do the break.
Yeah, we can
here if you
take
want
a break.
to.
We can do a break. Yeah, let's do a break.
Yeah. So Isabel is going through all the shit. She's probably going to be eaten by a mimic by the time we all come back. But see you in a few minutes.
Teddy sprinkles.
Yeah.
Yay!
God damn.
We are back from our break with Isabel still rummaging through the room, throwing things about. Make me another investigation roll.
That's a natural 20.
Oh.
I'm a little grumpy about that one.
Find two things. Something I was till the very end debating on whether I should. You find a health potion
Mm-hmm.
and you find a wand.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh, and you say? Oh
Not that kind of wand.
my god! I wasn't even going there!
Oh, really? You weren't going there?
I wasn't! I was just like, what kind of wand could it be? Is it a wand of many things? Like, fuck, where's my PhD?
If you wanted to, I mean, because you found dry fruits as well, you can have a short rest, like 20 minutes.
Oh, I'd love a short rest.
Maybe eat a bit, regain your strengths, and then
Roll
find
some
out
hit
what
dice.
Swan does. Susie has a hunch.
So that is...
I'm just disturbed. This is a family-friendly channel, and you would bring that to it.
I would never. I don't even believe that.
15, so... Hey, I'm at 19 hit points. Yay!
Anyone else wanting to heal up? You don't think you took damage at all? Really,
I took 1 point of
One.
damage.
Cool.
I
You
rolled
have
up more injured than that.
You have found a wand. A wonderful wand. You know, this has so much power. So much, in fact, that it can barely be contained in that one tiny little wand. It's gaudy. It has little jewels all over, and you feel that if you use this, you couldn't control it. You couldn't control it at all. But as a Hail Mary, maybe it would come in handy, or if you felt lucky, or this is dangerous, this is exciting, and there is a little voice in your head that says, try it out.
Oh.
Try it out.
It's super tempting.
Pure magic.
It's
That's
super
what you're
tempting.
made for.
I'll save it for when the time is right. Because if it's something that good, you gotta be patient.
It's a wand of wonder.
Oh my god,
As a
yes!
player, you know it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do you do? The pixie is still with you. It's sitting on Gruoch, playing with the golden bands in your hair, in your braids, making a little pixie moustache, and then like a little hat.
Cute.
Very cute.
What a precious baby.
So what are you doing now? Why are you needing to find the queen?
We've been asked by the ladies of the court to bring back the queen. She hasn't returned from her hunting trip.
Oh, that's bad. She
It is.
probably went to the other side then, didn't she?
We think so, but we'll find her.
Yeah, you have to go to the stream. Definitely you do. I can come with you to the stream, but then I have to go because it's dangerous and because I probably should have gone home like a while ago. I just fell asleep after the bug thing, and then, well, here we are.
It'll
Wait,
be okay.
We
We'll
didn't
find our way to the stream, and you can go straight home.
We didn't get the name of the other pixie fairy, did we? Shite.
Honestly, I made up these names. I couldn't even tell you.
Okay.
But there's the other one. Basically, was the one saying, "Oh, she saw the fiery bird," and this is the one that saw the fiery bird. Let's pretend I know what I'm doing.
No, it was just, curiosity.
So the pixie says, "Okay, thank you very much again, and good luck. We do need our queen." That's what Mum says. I'm not sure why we need a queen, but I'm sure we need her.
Queens are important.
And she flutters off, carrying that strawberry, by the way, because she knows about the dragons as well.
Good.
See, there seems to be people learning lessons here about wandering off and doing things they shouldn't.
Look, I was in plain sight of both of you.
But you're not warned about wandering off and touching things.
I didn't wander off. I just wandered in.
Perhaps you'll think a bit more wisely as we tread further.
All right, if you think so.
Just a long, drawn-out sigh as I turn around.
Susie, we're just destined to play antagonistic characters with each other.
I look lovingly at Isabel and I think about how she's like she's starting to be like a daughter to me.
That was quick.
Look, she's very motherly. Very motherly.
Funny thing is, I think that Isabel is like in her 30s.
Yeah, I think so is Girl.
I mean, who wouldn't want Lady Macbeth as their mum? I'm sure that's fine.
Shakespeare's done her dirty, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
You wander onwards and upwards, and actually downwards. You follow the corridor. Does lead down. There's a steep incline at that point, or decline at that point, and it does widen a little. You hear something. You hear something, a noise, not the chirping sound of birds. No, it is human this time. There's a rhythm to it. There's a chant, almost a choir of voices. The corridor starts to open up, and there is light at the end.
I have concerns about this.
So do I, but there's only one way to go, so let's go.
I'm gonna roll an investigation check. Whoops, just kidding. Oh, I guess it's 7, but it's still not very good.
What I said. There's light at the end. There's some movement, but
Are the voices saying anything in particular? Like, can we pick out words or anything?
perception roll.
14.
That's a modified 20 from me.
It's a song. Isabel and Joan, you can hear it. It's like a lament. There's a certain sadness to it. There's many voices sing it, male, female. You can't quite make out the words. It says something. You take the high road and I'll take the low. I'll be in Scotland for you, where me and my true love will never meet again. The bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Again and again and again repeated. There's it's almost like a canon. They sing with each other and against each other. There's children, there's women, there's men, and you feel like this is a song that probably has been sung here for an eternity. That maybe someone started, then the others picked it up, and they're just singing it because it's the only thing to do. Never ending.
Are we near the river? Is this the river? I don't know where we are.
You're still in the corridor at this point. Nobody has walked into the light.
I'm gonna look to Joan.
We go towards the river.
Yeah, let's... I'm gonna walk into the light.
You walk into the light, and you are at the banks of the stream. But the stream is not water. The stream is not a river. The stream is people, or well, what is the immortal remnant of people. You see the vastness ahead of you, and honestly, for the first time as you come down here, it just dawns on you just how small you are, or rather just how vast this place must be, because you can see far. You can barely see to the other side. People are walking in a sort of path corridor. It's not a riverbank as such, but there's so many heads walking. There's so many, well, you know it for what it is. There's so many souls walking that your eyes have trouble discerning who's who. You see young, old, female, male, children, some dressed in fine clothing like yourselves, some dressed in armor, fine armor, battered armor, some bloodied, some jewelry adorned, some in poor man's rags, strange items to strange clothing you've never actually seen before. They walk and they sing or hum, and you know that you have reached the low road.
I don't think she'd be able to help herself. She would scan as many faces as she can, just see if she could see her husband or anyone that she knew and cared about.
Investigation.
I don't want this to be a good roll. Investigation. 19.
Far away, you see a familiar face. It's just a second, but you think it could be him. You're not sure if it's wishful thinking or not, but it could be him.
I'll have a little quiet moment. But then straighten up and... So. Oh, did these two didn't follow me, did they?
I think we would have followed.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Where the fuck do we go from here?
It looks like the people are just walking past us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there a bridge over the people?
No. The people
Okay.
are sort of translucent. They're not. You do know that this is not corporeal.
Well, I don't want to step in the stream.
Yeah.
Seems like a bad place to step.
It feels super bad to just be like, excuse me, coming through, just walking through your soul, don't mind me. Pardon.
You know that the pixie said the queen's flying. They saw banshees, they saw birds.
Mm-hmm. They fly over this.
How far is it to the other side?
You can't see the other side.
Oh, well. Fuck.
I don't suppose any of you know how to fly.
Nope.
Unfortunately not.
At least not in this realm. I left my broom back at home.
We do seem to be at an impasse.
I mean, I'd try something, but you know, I'm supposed to be learning lessons.
Now is not the time. You get an indignant chin raise. Woman.
Give me a perception roll, all of you.
6.
17!
10. I should have said I could do stuff because now all my rolls are junk.
While you're indignantly rolling, Joan, Isabel and Gruach look to the side. Gruach, did you see that? Isabel says, yeah, there's a little boy waving at you in the stream. Fairly close to the bank to the sides. He's walking slowly. Oh, he's waving.
Does he look like fairy or does he look human?
Human.
Hmm.
He looks like a farmer's boy.
Oh. I'll wave back. And I'm going to go say hello to this little one.
Well, be careful to let the dead rest.
I'm not gonna try to whisk him away. He's dead. He got our attention first. He was waving at us.
More that the temptation is for you to go with him. So tread carefully.
No, that'd be way too quiet for me.
I'll go with Isabel. Whoop! What the heck? I'll go with Isabel over.
Yeah, I'll go over as well.
Grumbledy fuck.
You go over, and the boy comes closer and then stops just in front of you. He stops, and you see the others walk through him. They keep walk through him. You can see his face all right, but occasionally you can see almost like a misty sort of swirls taken from his clothing as these just other souls pass through him. Literally, it feels wrong. It looks wrong, but he doesn't seem to notice. He seems to be perfectly fine. You can now see his clothing is damp, dripping water. So is his hair just slicked to his side. And he says, "Hi, who are you?" None of the others really want to answer when I ask. I just got here.
We're on our way looking for someone. Why have you stopped?
Because I saw you.
Well, it's unsafe for you to tarry, little child.
That's what Dad always says. Have you seen him?
I don't think we've seen your dad, no.
Okay. Who are you?
I am Groch, and I'm on my way to find the Summer Queen.
What's a Summer Queen?
The lady who rules over, well, not this land, I don't think, but the one that we just came from.
Oh.
She was a big bird, I think, with
Like
lots of...
No, Queen Mary is not a bird.
But apparently
wait,
she was just a flaming bird the last time anybody saw her.
Oh, I saw one of that yesterday. I think it was it was a while ago.
Where did you
that
see
way.
it?
Just, and he points towards the back of the stream. Like you have to go against the stream to go where he's pointing. She was very pretty. The queen was, but the other one wasn't.
And who was with the queen?
Yeah, bit scary, that one.
What did that one look like?
Also a bird, but not made of flames. It was very dark. I could see it all right, but sometimes when the wings beat, it was like they vanished in the shadow.
Like smoke.
It flew after the fiery bird. They don't think they were friendly. I tried to duck down. They didn't see me though. I'm very small.
Can I roll Arcana to see if I know what he's talking about? What kind of, if I've heard stories of that kind of shadow?
Sure.
Like if it's the Winter Queen or something?
Yeah.
No, that's not going to make it. Well, I don't know. No, it's not. It's 12.
You have heard of a queen of air and darkness? You have not heard that she turned into a bird. But yeah.
Okay, but I do have a little bit of an idea of what we're going after. Do I know where her kingdom is or anything?
That would probably be the Unseelie connection.
Okay.
Considering that you know of the Fey world, you would know of the Summer and the Winter Court, and you would know that the two queens are rivals.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I think we know which direction we need to go.
Thank you, little one.
Please,
Welcome.
please carry on. You'll find your father in time.
Okay. Bye. And he just keeps walking.
That was really sad.
Yeah, that was sad. But let's go backwards.
Right.
Upstream. Well, up the bank. As far as we can go.
Keep walking, and you keep looking at the faces. They don't seem sad. Some of them do. Some of them look confused. Look at you as well. Others nod at you. There's the sensation that some seem to know where they are, others do not. Some seem to have arrived. Others may have been walking for a while, but they don't bother you. They don't attack you. They know that this is where they're supposed to be. And then you see something a few foot into the stream. It's a burning feather on the ground. People walk through it, but the burning feather is on the ground there. You'd have to go into the stream to reach it.
Does anyone have any rope?
Let me just, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand. And see if I can just reach it in there and grab the feather.
The Mage Hand swoops through the stream of people, swooshes up the feather and carries it back to you.
I'm learning.
Very cautious. Can we investigate the feather for signs of distress or anything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is definitely of that fiery bird you saw. It is literally a burning feather, and it doesn't burn away. And flying above, you would think that the bird has dropped it.
Can we see any way to the winter court from here?
Still can't see across. I'm sorry.
I'm afraid we may have to go through.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Well, let's join hands and go through.
Let's do it. I'm going to say a little prayer, being a good Christian woman that I am. I'm a fucking
You
queen.
go. Yeah, you are. And pious.
Pagan.
So is Gruach, by the way. So is Gruach.
We're pious as shit, yo.
Technically.
I'm that one
spells
pagan friend.
Godless.
Heathen.
Joan, you step in, and you know it should feel wrong. You know you should feel something strange as you see the faces walk into you and out the other side, and you freak a little. Give me a will save, actually.
Oh boy.
Con save.
Wisdom? Or con?
I think will is con. Oh no, no.
Will is wisdom.
Will is wisdom. Then wisdom. Yeah.
That'd be an 8.
All of us?
You jump back out. This is freaky.
It was just Joan, I think.
Just Joan. Joan stepped in first, unless you followed as well.
Oh yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
If I have the dot on a saving throw, what does it mean?
It means you're proficient and you get to
You're
add
proficient.
plus
Add
2.
your proficiency. +2 at this point.
Oh, okay. 12.
Same, 12. Rolled an 8 on the die.
You step in, and it does feel freaky. It does feel you can't feel any physical pain. They don't feel any physical pain. Some still nod at you, and some smile at you like, oh, I'm so sorry you have to go through this. This is just how it is. I can't help it. But you manage to take a deep breath and stand there and look back at Joan, who's jumped back out.
That
Come on, come on in. The water's fine.
I'll reach my hand out to Joan.
I'm saying this with a grimace. It's not that great.
how can you joke? These are souls. These are people.
Look, I'm trying to keep a little brevity in a place that's really not light at all.
I'll take Rock's hand and give Isabel a shitty look for being shitty.
You know, as a queen, we must often perform duties we prefer not to, for the safety of all.
I am very well aware. Shall
Right.
we?
Let's go. Are we still holding hands?
Not holding your hand.
Well, I figured, Grok would be in the middle of us, but
Yeah, I figured Grok would be in the middle.
Oh my god, she's that mother with the 2 kids that hate each other.
Yeah. If you want to keep holding my hand, I assume I would prefer it if you did because it's safer, but
Well, that and if we get lost, it'd be nice to get lost together.
yeah.
So
You hold hands?
yes.
Yes.
Three of you holding hands, breathing slowly, forcing yourself to breathe and to walk. You walk together. As you walk slightly upstream, sort of angling to get to the other side, you see another feather on the ground, and next to it, blood, also burning. You keep walking. A bit further away now, there's more. And there's a few feathers there, but there's also a feather of darkness and blood that seems to be smoking, if you will. You keep walking, and you keep walking, and after what feels like an eternity, you reach the other side.
Good. Can we tell which direction to go?
There is a corridor similar to the one you've come through. Hewn stone, doesn't look any different. Feels a bit different. Bit colder, bit darker, bit more dangerous. Bit like you probably shouldn't be here. Bit like there's no friendly pixies, no little sprites, no fairy dragons giggling.
My spells come back after a short rest or a long rest?
Long.
Long. How many of you didn't spend that many, did you?
I used 1, but I only have 6, so.
Fair.
I think it may be wisest if we take a rest so that strength can be rebuilt and I can have my spells again. I assume the spell stuff comes with some sort of innate knowledge of how it works, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Good. Good.
Make me an intelligence roll.
Burp, 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 burp.
Just straight intelligence.
19.
19. With your previous knowledge about the Seelie and the Unseelie court, sleeping here, dangerous shit.
Mm.
You can do it, but there is a chance that something unseen will find you. If the good fairies can turn invisible, so can the bad ones. You wager.
Well, I guess we'll just have to soldier on.
Let's press on. The less time we spend here, the better. The sooner we can
I
get
agree.
back, get home.
You keep following the corridor, and
I'm still holding on to Grok's hand, by the way.
Joan?
Nope, I've let go. I've moved toward the front now. I've got new purpose.
It's creepy.
Joan knows she's too close to the reason she's here. And must be here. And in fact, as you walk, the corridor is quite big, but on the walls you can see blood smeared, still burning, and some still smoking. This is the way the birds have come. On the ground, you're looking for feathers. You start to see moss and lichen, and the further you go, the more the corridor turns from hewn stone into forest. It's still a corridor, but there's greenery all over. There's ivy, there's brambles. In fact, make me a dex save at one point.
Joan or all of us?
Joan, because she's at the front.
That would be a 13.
Yeah, your leg gets caught in one of the brambles, but you stumble a little. You're fine. But it's quite thick, the undergrowth, and the corridor widens up. There's a light.
Are there any things I would recognize as protective, like holly or anything like that?
Make me an investigation roll.
Ooh, 16.
16. You go look for something, and you find a rowan tree. You would know that the rowan tree is a symbol of the supernatural, if you will. With a few red berries growing on the side.
Oh, good.
You take them.
Yes.
Protection against evil beings. You're not sure if it's going to help.
I'm not sure, but I'll take anything.
But it gives you a moment of confidence. Peace of home. Make me a perception roll again, please.
Ooh.
All of us or just...
All of us. Oh, you. I'm used to being a player.
Two for me, please.
6.
19.
19. Joan, you see a light. The corridor is now completely wide. You're basically standing in the middle of a forest. And there's a light, but not like the bright light in the throne room. A tiny little orb.
I will point out the light to the other ladies. Usually, light is the way to go, but we have been warned that this place is dangerous.
Yes, the beings that live here do not care for humans, and they don't like particularly to help us. It's very dangerous, and it's best to stay away. But I'll see if I can figure out anything about that light. Do you want Arcana? I'll get a bit closer. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go a bit closer, but be very careful.
Is it Arcana you want me to do for that one?
Arcana, yes. Arcana or history.
Oh, come on. Butts rolls.
You can do it as well, Joan and Isabel, if you wanted to.
I'll do history.
I got a
Both
6.
for me, so.
12.
12, Isabel?
That would be 9 either way.
Joan, actually, you've heard about this. This must be one of the will-o-wisps. They can be good, they can be bad. On this side? Hard to tell. But you look closer and you see the wisp is hovering above one of those one of those tracks, the feather
Hmm.
with the blood.
I
And if you look
will.
at,
Oh, gone.
okay, no, keep,
No.
you do. And if you look around, usually will-o'-the-wisps don't come alone. They are usually leading you to something. Your doom. Or home. That's the stories you've heard.
All right. Well, I will approach because I've seen there's a feather, so I'll go further. Do I see anything further from there once I've got closer to the will-o'-the-wisp?
You see another will-o'-the-wisp.
Hmm. I mean, I guess at this point it's the best lead we've got.
I suppose we have to put our face somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I will follow to the next one.
You follow
Yep.
to the next, and the next, and the next,
We're walking behind her.
and the next, and after a while, you start to hear it. You start to hear the screeching. You start to hear the howling. You start to hear the bursting of wood explosions, like when you throw a wet log into the fire and the wood just crackles in the fire a bit too loud so it startles you. You start to hear all of that, and then you see it too. You see two gigantic birds fighting, half on the ground, half in the air, fluttering, the trees around them, some sundered, some broken. It's a battlefield. The forest almost leveled. Both of the birds seem like they've been fighting for a wee while. They seem to have taken a few hits. There is the phoenix, beautiful, still bright, but wounded. And there is that strange creature, half bird, half spectre, if you will. It seems ethereal, it seems translucent in many ways. It too is hurt. It is bigger, however, than the phoenix. What do you do?
I fucking run in there, getting ready to fight. I am on it.
I let go of Garroth's hand.
The birds have not noticed you yet. They are still in their eternal battle.
I'm actually, before I rush in there, I'm gonna cast Shillelagh on my staff.
Mhm.
So.
Ruach, would you like to do anything?
You know what I'm gonna do is can I attach the holly to my focus?
Sure, yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
What is your focus? What did you choose for that?
Oh, just a dumb rock.
A piece of basalt from your home.
Yeah.
Good. Roll for initiative if you
Yep.
run in there, and if you don't want to prepare anything else.
No, I'm just. Oh, come on. Oh,
He rolled.
Hold on. What, 20 to 25? What did you roll? Nobody 20 to 25. That is a good start. 15 to 20.
Oh, I have 15.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, 15. Ugh. 15. And... Oh, sorry. Mhm. 10 to 15.
14. Nah. Let me guess, a big old 7.
5 to 10.
5.
Yikes.
I run into battle and I'm the last one to act.
You're assessing the battlefield. It's fine.
Well, I'm afraid the big bad bird goes first. You see the shadow bird just rise up above the phoenix and try and attack it with what seems to be a sting coming from its tail feathers. That is... Ooh. Yeah, that hits. The phoenix screeches as the sting burrows into its side. You can almost hear a cackling screech coming from the shadow bird. The phoenix tries to writhe away and manages to move back a little, to push back a little. Grok, you hear that screech, that scream of pain. What do you do?
I am going to. I'm gonna cast Hex on the Black Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. It's a bonus action, so.
Ooh.
The phoenix, the Black Phoenix or the Black Shadow Bird is now hexed. What skills? Strength, Dex. You can hex something. It has disadvantage, not on saving throws, but on regular checks.
In that case, I am also going to hit it with Cloud of Daggers.
Mm-hmm. But what do you hex? It's strength, it's dex,
Oh,
it's intelligence.
I didn't know I could do those. I will hex its. I'm gonna bet it has low charisma, so I'm gonna hex its charisma.
Cool. And Cloud of Daggers, which level? You can make it higher if you wanted to.
Oh, I can only cast up to level 2, so I'm gonna cast it at 2. I get it at 2, and I can only cast it at 2.
Cool.
No. Let me know if it saves.
Mm-hmm. What's okay?
Oh, I guess it's an automatic because it. Oh shit! It's only in 5. No, it's a 5 feet cube.
The thing is, technically, hex wouldn't count for that because it's not an attack roll.
Oh, I see.
It's an area of effect sort of thing. So
That's
whenever
okay.
there's a saving throw, hex doesn't count. Yeah.
I think. But I'll have other stuff later. So hex lasts for the whole hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cloud of Dagger.
What do I throw to save for that? Is there a save? I have to look that up.
I meant to write down all that stuff. CD.
Yeah, that's fun. There's no save. That's what I thought. You know what? Then I'll give you a hex on that. Roll damage.
Cool. Okay. That is 5, 9. 1 second. I don't have enough. 13. Okay, 13 regular and then 5 necrotic.
Ow, you rolled high on those 44. 13 regular, you say, and
Yeah.
5 necrotic, so 18. The daggers slash at the shadow bird. You feel like the hex, as you whisper, the bird doesn't even hear the hex as such. The necrotic damage doesn't seem to take. It just goes right through the shadowy shadowy wings. The other damage from those daggers, they're just normal daggers, I'm afraid, and as such, the bird only takes half damage.
Okay, but necrotic doesn't work.
Now, Isabel, you see Gruach casting a spell, a cloud of daggers shooting from her hands towards the bird. You can tell that some daggers find purchase, some do not.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I think I'm just gonna like reach in for some kind of power that I might be able to just fling at this shadow bird, and I think I'm going to just cast Eldritch Blast at it. So that is a ranged spell attack. 17 to hit.
That does hit, yes.
Ooh, a d10 of damage. Plus my charisma, because I have agonizing blast. Ooh. That is 11 points of force damage.
11 points of force damage. This strange rainbow flame in your hand suddenly turns into a spear-like beam and hits the bird right into the chest. It rears back, it's confused, then it looks into the direction of where the attack has come.
Hello.
Now, that brings us to the Phoenix. The Phoenix also looks around, slightly confused, and starts to beat its wings, and casts something on the shadow bird. It casts blindness.
I was thinking about that spell too.
Just Isabel in the middle of the fight. Girl, same!
Bird makes a con save and passes it, so unfortunately that doesn't take.
You can see though that we're birds of a feather. Aha! I'm sorry.
How does the Phoenix respond to that?
The
Fuck
Phoenix
off, Angie.
at this point is trying to get away from the shadow bird. Has cast it and still flutters there, tries to move away.
Oh, but puns didn't buffer it or anything like that.
Oh, about the pun. Fuck you. The Phoenix dies on the spot. No.
Well, rip. I'm the new queen. Dibs.
The Phoenix is still hovering. That brings us to Joan.
Okay. I'm gonna run in sword raised and try and hit the shadow bird if I can.
You're charging at the shadow bird. It's sort of fluttering just above ground. You can reach it with your sword.
My sword. That's a 20, not natural.
And it.
And I'm going to put a smite into it.
Nice.
Yes.
1d8, 2d8, and then my sword's a d8. So that's 11 slashing with the sword, and then 7 radiant with the smite.
Slashing with a sword. Again, you see that sword and it cuts half through, but only half through. And 7 with the smite.
Yep.
As it cuts through, however, there is a trail of blinding light, and you get the feeling that, oh my god, that got it good. The wound opens up, black blood is spurting out onto the ground, smoke rising from it, and the shadow bird shrieks. I was picturing like a rock. And it's its turn, and it will immediately try and claw at you with 2 attacks.
Uh-oh.
That is a 23. I'm assuming that hits.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is a 15.
No.
No. Lucky you. One claw reaches out towards you. You take 11 damage.
Okay.
As the claw slashes at you, at your hand. One of the one of the talons reaches just in between your armor, and you feel that cut. You feel it good.
Mm.
That brings us to Groch.
I'm gonna cast Hold Person on Blackbird, the Rock,
Mm-hmm.
Winter Queen.
Make me an intelligence roll.
Maybe. Oh, there it is. Whoops. 16.
You know that this is not a person.
Mm.
Hold person only works on people.
Oh. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
You're not close enough. I think a Dissonant Whispers has a range. Do you have it here?
60 feet.
Oh, yeah. That works then. About 50 feet away. What save is that?
Wisdom.
Wisdom save is 12 plus 13.
That's what I have.
So it makes it, I think, right? If it matches, it makes it. Yeah. You whisper a string of words that sounds very much like a mother's scolding towards the shadow bird. The shadow bird looks at you, shakes its head for a while, and just screeches back. And that's it, I'm afraid. That brings us to Isabel. You also hear the strange words being whispered by Groch. A voice that sounds, or a language that sounds familiar, arcane, slightly dark in origin.
I like it. All right. So let's see. I'm going to. Okay, we'll try to do what the Phoenix was trying to do, and we're gonna try to cast blindness deafness on it, even though my spell DC is fucking atrocious.
It rolled a 17.
Yeah, it passes. Oh, that passes so hard.
I feel like we're maybe a little new to magic to be fighting a fairy queen.
maybe that's a possibility.
Isabel, you try and cast the spell, nothing happens. Phoenix feels like looking back, get your girl, been there. And it is the Phoenix's turn. The Phoenix will attack the shadow bird as it sees that there's people there. There's people there sent to help, most likely. I'm not alone. I might be able to take that one. So it attacks. And that is 13. That just hits. Hits as well. 6.
Oh my god.
9. It attacks with a talon attack and then bites into the wing of the shadow bird. And as it attacks, you can see the fire bursting out of its beak onto the bird. It does take the damage. That brings us to Joan. You see the bird fighting back, and that the shadow bird actually takes some damage from that. They're whittled down. They're equally wounded, but there's more of you guys there.
All right, okay. I'm gonna channel divinity, sacred weapon. So for 1 minute, my sword becomes a beacon of light, and it becomes magical, and I get to add my charisma to attack rolls.
Nice.
Okay.
Is that a full action, or can you do something after? So
I believe that's bonus, but I'll double check. I forgot to write that down because I'm very good at D&D. Paladin. Action. Balls. Okay, so that's my action. As a bonus action, I will beat my sword against my shield and challenge the bird to attack me.
Coding it.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll actually make... The bird turns around between the phoenix and you, and you're not quite sure what it's going to do. That brings us to... Oh, actually, the bird. It is sure what it's going to do. It claws at the phoenix. Doesn't hit. But then that beautiful, beautiful sting at its tail feathers reaches for you.
Okay.
And... does 10 hit you? No, 11 hit you?
Nah.
Doubt it. I doubt it.
But I have the sentinel feat, and it attacked the bird, not me, at the first one. So I get to, as my reaction, make an attack against the shadow bird with the sentinel feat.
Okay. What does
So-
that mean exactly? That if you have a...
So if a
Another
creature within 5 feet of me attacks a
Mhm.
target that isn't me, I can use my reaction to make an attack against.
Go for it.
Nope.
Oh, what are you
The stinger
doing?
reaches for you. You duck out of the way, try and hit it with your sword. But yeah, you just sting or reach past each other. Brings us to Groch, still standing at the back, still safely about 50 feet away from the actual melee.
I'm gonna come closer and I'm gonna try dissonant whispers again.
Mhm.
You want intelligence on that?
No, Dissonant Whisper is fine. I have to make a save, I think. But what is that save?
Oh,
Rolled a
wisdom.
16.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Probably
probably wisdom.
again. Rolled a 16.
Let's.
Oh, that's that's 1. 17. That brings us to Isabel. Gross just tried the same thing again. It didn't work.
All right. So far, I know that the sweet blast from my hand works pretty well. So I'm just gonna do that again. That would be an 18 to hit.
That hits.
That would be brain can't work. A 5 points of force damage.
5 points of force damage. That hits. You did add.
Yes, I rolled a 3 on the die, and I have +2 to my
yes,
charisma.
yeah. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Yeah, it hits again. It strikes true again into the chest. It's just strikes another wound, but it's still standing.
Yeah.
That brings us to the Phoenix, and the Phoenix again tries to claw at it. That's that both claws, both talons sink into the chest where your strike was true, and again fire erupts from it. It takes the full damage. It is now looking quite wounded. Joan.
All right, this time, my aim will be true with my new fancy magic sword.
Fuck it up, girl.
Yeah. 23 to hit.
Yeah.
And you bet your ass I'm putting a smite on this too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from the first, so that's 6 slashing from the sword.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
it's a
then,
magical sword now, so it works.
and that's 10 from radiant from the smite.
Nice. You slash one of its tail ends clean off. It drops to the ground. The rock beats its wings frantically. One of the wings smashes into a nearby tree. Make me a dex save.
Oh boy. Let me just see what. Oh, that's just a straight roll. Nice. 7.
7. The tree starts to fall closely, and then very suddenly, slowly, and then suddenly very fast towards you. One of the branches does hit you. You take just 4 damage.
Oh, just fall. I'm suddenly very aware of not having a high HP pool like gun. I don't like it.
That brings us to the bird again, and the bird is now trying to get away. It misty steps away from the phoenix's tail ends that are still holding it in place, and it appears about 30 feet away, in between Joan and the phoenix, and Gruach and Isabel. Because everything else is forest. Oh, that was a bonus action, that is true. It creates a thunder wave.
Oh no!
I'm just seeing what exactly, because I don't think it's a circle from it, it's just sort of a Oh, each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you. Yeah. It's closer to you guys, so that reaches the 2 spellcasters.
Oh no.
Make me a con save, please.
That looks like it was a good roll, Angie. Yeah? You're muted.
Bitch, that's a sweet, sweet 9.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I got a
that's
10.
9 from me, but also in German. Hey, I'm sorry. You take. Oh, I need d8s for that. Lovely.
Bah.
You take 9 thunder damage, and you're pushed away 10 feet away from the rock. I keep saying rock. Shadowbird. Shadowbird.
Oh, hold on. Muting.
Ooh.
And that brings us to Gruach.
Okay. I want to think back and see how much I know about the Winter Queen, because I know that they're supposed to fight. I know it's an annual thing, but I think this is also out of season for them.
A regular thing. I said regular thing. It's what they do, but it's not an annual fight as such. They just fight whenever they meet or whenever they feel like it.
Okay.
Sometimes they just have tea. They're fairies.
Oh. That is only a 7, so I guess I don't know anything. Can I investigate that second potion?
Yes.
Okay. And then I guess that's my 2 actions.
One action, but yeah.
So that is that's 10. So I think I still don't
10.
know what that second potion is.
Yeah, I'm afraid you still don't know.
Okie dokie.
Take a chance and chug it.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta play D&D, and that means drinking stupid shit.
No.
Give it to me, I'll drink it.
You better use
I'm
that
always
word,
thirsty.
Angie.
Poison. Oh wait, I would. Damn it! I meant to do tech. I should do tech.
What was that, Susie?
next
You
time.
better use that wand.
Oh, you know, that's not a bad idea. I will, I'll get to my, what is it, a D100. Get that out.
It is your turn, Isabel. Yeah, sorry.
All right, so we're just gonna whip out that wand and we're gonna give it a fucking shot. Just fuck it.
About that one.
That's a 61.
A 61. Are you pointing it at the bird?
Of course.
Around the bird, grass is growing in a 60-foot radius, so there's grass everywhere. Where it hasn't been burnt away by the phoenix fire, it starts growing again. Where there are still patches of grass, they shoot up 10 times its normal size, overgrowing. But most of it is burned away because it is a battlefield or flattened. So it's just really nice. It's really good grass. Congratulations, you made really good grass.
Apparently,
Good
I want to
job.
bring the summer aesthetic into the fucking winter court. That's fine. Whatever. That's cool. Fucking piece of shit.
Really good grass.
Really good grass.
It better be really good grass after this fucking shite. We'll need it.
Yeah.
That's right. Casual drug reference. Don't care. Whatever.
Family friendly channel action.
Yeah, alright.
Well, Isabel is cursing.
Yeah.
Cursing in a corner. The bird casts Bliss on Joan, standing right next to it. The phoenix casts Bliss on Joan, standing right next to it. So, Bliss, hold on, where do I have it? Every time you attack, you can add a d4. And every time you need to make a save, you can add a d4 as well.
For the next minute, right?
Yeah. And that brings us to Joan. It's your turn. The phoenix standing behind you. You feel the feather just around your shoulder and you feel its warmth filling you from within.
Well, then there's only one thing to do. I must charge forth and smite this horrible beast. In theory. Let's add a d4 though, just in case. Did not help. 12?
AC 13.
Oh.
I am terribly sorry, Maddie.
So close.
I also just realized that the entire fight is nothing but queens and a peasant.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
And the rock, in fact, because Gruach hasn't really hurt it, but you have, the shadow bird will attack you
Oh, I fucked up so bad, you guys.
with a 17.
Yeah.
No, the peasant. I mean.
Oh!
Yeah. It's
Oh, thank
facing
God.
the
Oh,
peasant.
thank
You didn't
God.
hit it just now. You didn't hit it at all.
Absolutely, that hits.
You take 13.
Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm out.
Is she anywhere near me?
I'm 10 feet away from you.
You two are basically next to each other. Yeah.
Okay.
The claw just, or actually,
Yeah, I'm
same
10 feet.
the sting, because you're pushed 10 feet away. The stinger has the reach, so it's the stinger that attacks you. And you're just basically being smacked to the side, you clatter against a tree, and you slide down. I don't know why I made a window sound there, but you do slide down. Ah, lovely. That brings us to Gruach.
Okay. Fuck.
Feels bad, man.
I am going to cast Detect Poison and Disease on the second potion I have.
Okay.
Is it poison?
No.
I'm gonna drink it.
Nothing happens.
Oh, fuck.
You just drink water. It's fine.
It's nice and refreshing.
Oh.
Tastes a bit like apple juice.
Oh, cider.
Why would they put cider in a potion bottle? Fucking lunatic does that. That isn't me, by the way. I would absolutely do that, but
That brings us to Isabel. Make me a death save.
Woo! All right.
I
Don't fail me,
you
Infernal.
know, it's gonna die anyway.
Oh, that's an 8.
One death.
That's
Okay.
a fail.
One step closer to the low road. That brings us to the Phoenix. The Phoenix, after having cast Bless on Joan, I didn't see you die. I'm sorry. The shadow bird was in between. It attacks the bird again.
It's all good.
And hits. But you for it hits it again with a beak and a talon, striking through fire, bursting. The bird, the shadow bird, is now looking very, very battered. Again, it hits the wing. The one it had hit before, it is now crumpled, and the bird falls to the ground. It can no longer fly. Joan, this is your turn, my lady.
I am taking this fucking bird down. I swear to God. Obviously, I said that in a very queenly fashion.
No, you didn't.
Verily, you shall be defeated.
Yea, verily, I shall smite thee.
Yeah, little fuck.
Yeah, well, you fucking dorag.
You fucking weapon.
18 to hit.
Yes, it does hit. You learned that from your husband.
11 slashing from the magic sword, and then 9 radiant damage from the smite that I added on.
Without the smite, it would still be standing, but with the smite, it does not. How do you want to do this?
I want to have like just a moment where she's kind of, is this justice? Is this she letting out all her pent up rage and just plunge the sword into its heart?
Yeah.
And let out a scream.
You see the bird, bit like a flightless chicken on the ground. See it dragging its wings, and right next to you there is the phoenix. And for a moment they look the same. For a moment they're equally beautiful. They're equally like the same side, the side of the same coin. Beautiful and terrifying, because honestly the phoenix is a terrifying beast as well. But then you see behind the shadow bird, you see Gruoch, you see the peasant lying on the ground bleeding.
Oh,
And
well.
no, they're not the same at all. This one needs defeating, and you step forward and you plunge your sword into the bird's heart. For a moment, nothing. And then the light from your sword bursts, and with it bursts the shadow bird. It burns up. Smoke coming from its wings, and there is an egg just before you, surrounded by black smoking feathers. The peasant is still dying, by the way.
Yeah.
Gruoch is still looking at that vial.
Cider. Nice.
And the phoenix behind you lands on the floor, lands on the ground. No more fluttering.
Well, I will just drop the sword and sprint over to Isabel and do a lay on hands.
I have healing potions.
Yeah, but you drank.
I drank.
Yourself.
I have one.
No,
on
I
me.
drank the weird one, and then I was gonna give her the other one, but
No, I have
It's
one on me.
fine.
It's cool. I've got a free resource.
I was gonna say, how much did you put into me? Just 5? Yeah.
I want you alive. I don't care about you.
Yeah, the bare minimum.
Isabel,
I could put one.
Isabel, you open your eyes and you see Joan standing above you with her hand just over your heart. You feel like there's a shimmer of light from her hand. You feel ow, but you're alive. And there's a twinge of, there's a tiny little hint of actual worry in Joan's eyes. Tiny. You're not entirely sure if it's really there, if you were just imagining it for a second.
Thank you, milady. Unexpected. I
Come on,
figured,
get
you
it.
know. Alright.
Then
No
just pull her up.
sentimental shit. I'm gonna chug the health potion that I have on me. It's 2d4, right?
2d4 plus 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I feel it should be stated I am bleeding out of my face profusely.
I'll give Joan my other healing potion.
I will take that and I will chug that.
As you drink the potion, it is now fairly quiet, and this, now it's a clearing. You look around, the egg is still there, but now there is a woman standing next to it. The phoenix is gone, dressed in something that makes you understand. Oh yeah, that's her. Bright reds, oranges, just flame come reality. It's a beautiful fabric, just draped around her in a way that you know this is not a human. You know you've found her. You know this is the Summer Queen. And she kneels down and strokes the egg.
Is this technically cheating? That, you got help?
She looks up. Cheating?
Wasn't sure, it kind of made it a not fair fight. Not that I'm really complaining. Well, a little bit, because that really fucking hurt. But, I'm just curious.
We often have conversations that get out of hand. This was one of them. Were you sent?
We were sent by your ladies.
Ah, they do worry too much. You see will-o'-the-wisps just popping up all over the place, around you, surrounding the egg. They sway a little in a non-existent breeze, and the Summer Queen steps away from the egg, nods towards the lights, and the lights come closer, surround the egg, and vanish. Both lights, both egg. The Summer Queen smiles. She'll be alright. Tomorrow. She'll feel it for a few days, but she'll be alright. This could have been me. I do believe I owe you my gratitude. She bows.
I bow back.
Bow back.
Give a legit curtsy this time.
She smiles again. Looks around. Then you're in the throne room, and she sits down on the golden throne. The silver one is still empty. There's birds appearing all around her. Again, cacophonous sounds, and then suddenly all the birds swooshing in. The owl is actually on her shoulder, talons in her flesh, no blood. Doesn't seem to notice. The owl rubs her head on the Summer Queen's cheek, and Summer Queen gives her a little scritchies. The ravens, they seem nonchalant. They seem like they're, oh, we don't care. She's back, I guess. But they're sitting very close to her, and one of them is playfully nipping at her ankle. The peacocks strut about. Some of the birds flutter around you as if to say thank you. It's a scene of welcome and of, my God, I'm glad you're back. There's a certain intimacy to it that almost makes you avert your eyes because you feel like this doesn't happen often with a fair folk. She looks towards you and says, I do thank you, ladies of eternity. My court has asked a lot. I'm assuming you would like a boon for your deeds.
It was our pleasure, but certainly it is custom to exchange favors.
Well, ask of me what you will. I will not owe you. I never do. I pay back my debts.
And before she's a Lannister. So, I have a request. I'm assuming that Isabel would know the fate of the witch trials, like what happens to the women that are accused of witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
So, most likely, I'm probably going to be found guilty of witchcraft, and I'm okay with that, but there's this whole thing about they burn people at the stake, and I was wondering if maybe, through the fire thing, since, you do the whole fire phoenix, firebird thing, whatever, maybe I could find a way through the flames to your court. It's pretty nice here.
You are a lady of eternity. Only immortals may walk the path you have walked today. That's why you're here. You will join us. That was always destined.
Oh, well.
You will join us in the land of lore and legend. I cannot say that history will be kind to you. Humans are fickle creatures, more so than the Anshi. No destiny is ever set in stone. But you will join me again. One day you will walk the low roads. You will find your way. So I will give you one more thing. Your way will be painless. Your path will be quick.
My gratitude. Thank you.
What would you like? And that's when the owl whispers into the Summer Queen's ear just as she turns to you, Gruach.
Mhm.
Ah. She ums and ahs for a little while and says, like I said, no destiny is ever set in stone. Your son is dear to your heart. Your family is dear to your heart, and that honours you, Lady Macbeth.
Thank you.
I cannot force humans to love and like. I cannot guarantee that your son will be a beloved king. But one day when you join us in court, I shall allow him to join you as well. He shall be buried with the greatest. He shall wear the crown. And then he shall be with you.
Thank you, my queen.
And Queen Joan, what would you ask of me?
I only ask that you give me the strength to ensure that justice is done.
What is...
Sorry.
You've always had that strength. I will make sure that justice is done. I will make sure that the man who has caused you so much heartbreak will suffer. I will grant you more than justice. I will grant you vengeance. Without your soul being harmed by it. For a brief moment, you may be everything you deny yourself. You may feel everything you deny yourself in the name of justice. I will make sure that you will find your way into my court despite that brief moment.
Thank you.
The Queen nods. The birds flutter and you blink and you wake up confused. Very confused. Gruach, you wake up with a start to the gentle snoring of your new husband. And he wakes and he smiles at you, and then his eyes grow a bit worried and he asks if you're alright. You just sit there for a while because you're back. You're back in your bed, and already the memory is fading a little, but he draws you into an embrace, and you breathe deeply, and there is no doubt in your mind that these are memories and not a dream, because you can still feel the magic in your body. You can still remember the beauty of the world below, and it's still reverberating within you. Then you turn your head and you see those red berries of the rowan tree on the nightstand.
Oh.
Isabel, you find yourself back in yourself, back where they dragged you kicking and screaming. You remember being cold and miserable, and just a few hours ago starving, quite literally. But you're fine now. You're all right. You feel none of your aching joints or your growling stomach or the dread of what is to come. The pyre, the pain. You remember the queen and her promise. And Joan, you wake up in your bed, confused as well, and with that faint twinge of sadness that you always feel when you wake up and remember that, oh, yes, that's why there's an empty space next to you. But you also remember how it felt to hold that hilt of the sword and that sense of justice, vengeance, still such a fine line between the two. Then, before your inner eye, you see the queen smile, and there is that little piece of shadow in her smile that you saw within the shadow bird. She's recognized a woman very close to her own heart, and you're filled with confidence that your day will come. 3 women, 3 centuries, and 3 promises of eternity. In your own way, you've earned your spot in history, and the Queen of Elfheim keeps her promise. Thank you very much.
Oh, Lydia!
That was fucking dope.
That was fun.
How was that? Oh, thank you so much, Lydia. That was so fucking cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for playing. That was my first stream DM game.
Good job.
Absolutely nailed it. Can I see some love in chat, please?
Right, for real.
And we're only at 45 minutes over. That's fine.
That's fine. Well,
That's pretty good.
I'm just saying, there was a time I ran an 8-hour one-shot. It was not supposed to be 8 hours, okay?
Fine.
You
Fine.
good. You super
Fine.
good.
You all find yourself back in the fucking low roads.
let's go!
Oh, man.
So, yeah, thank you very much for watching as well. For those who listened in, hi Jara. Yeah, sorry, this is English, and English is frustrating in so many ways. I'm a German speaker myself, and this is yeah, there were words I'm like probably misusing. Anyway, but I hope you enjoyed this little quest with the Scottish ladies, Lady Macbeth, Gruoch, and Isabel Gowdy, who was burnt after confessing to some lovely, detailed misbehaviors with the devil, maybe knowing she wouldn't do anything. Thanks for that. Lady Macbeth, who cared very much for her son Lulach. Lulach did become king. He is buried in Iona with all the other kings, although sometimes they call him the foolish one. Not quite as glamorous, but still king, and hopefully joining his mummy at the court of the Summer Queen. And of course, Joan Beaufort, who had the murderer of her husband executed over the course of 3 days in Edinburgh, had his bones broken, his shoulders, joints dislocated, had him wear a crown that was, in the fire for a few hours before it was put on his head, and then gutted for everyone to see slowly, so he would be conscious. A moment of revenge for our dear queen and for everything that was taken from her.
Fucking metal, yo.
Of course, Susie went for that one.
When I read that, I was like, oh, hey, I've picked my character.
Yeah. I was
Scorn me,
torn.
and this is what will fucking happen to you.
that's the three ladies you met tonight. There's more. There's so many more. Honestly, I have like a list of at least 20, and I had to stop myself. And maybe at one point we're doing another one of these because it's a shame that there's so many amazing women of Scottish history completely forgotten about, or vilified. Lady Macbeth. So if you want to help not forgetting a more recent badass Scottish woman, have a look at the link Susie's posting just now, because this whole game is a bit connected to my day job. I'm a tour guide in Edinburgh, and I'm doing a D&D game in the Southbridge Vaults. 13th of April is already sold out. That's a charity event to raise money for Dr. Elsie Inglis. Dr. Elsie Inglis, who was amazing during this First World War, helped wherever she could. One of the first female physicians in the city, and she has no statue, which is a pity, because we have a statue of a dog, we have a statue of a bear. It's ridiculous. So she needs one, and that's what the charity is trying to raise money for. There are more D&D games after April the 13th. Those are not part of the charity effort because honestly, it was never planned to have more, but my company was kind enough to say, wait, there's a lot of new nerds. That charity thing was sold out within 2 days. So, okay, yeah, here I have a few more dates. We'll see how it goes. And there's now one every month, usually the last Friday, except for July, because I'm on holiday on the last Friday, so it's the week before. And I'll be DMing. So if this whole thing was to your liking, then join me. Or feel free to rent the Vaults, underground 18th century haunted place in Scotland, yay, for your own D&D game, because that is also going to be an option. Have a look at the link, and there's all the information there. Or you can hit me up, Half-Arsed Hermit, on Twitter. That's me. Is there anything else you would like to say, ladies?
Aside from this was a baller fucking game, but yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you
this
very
is
much for
good.
playing with me.
Yeah, thank you so much.
There is Bite Club on Wednesdays.
Yep.
Every second Wednesday. Where
But this one is not going to be Bite Club,
this
right?
is not the Wednesday one. This one.
Right.
Yeah, it's next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Next
I was
Wednesday.
to say,
which will be another one shot because we are still missing Stu.
Yeah, that's what I was
Oh, yeah.
wondering.
Is it a Bike Club one shot though? Because the last one was fucking amazing.
Yes, it will be another Bike Club one shot.
Nice. Good. So join us for Bike Club. It's Curse of Strat campaign DM'd by Susie by Joe before. If you want to see her thirst for evil, very evil, manifested in Strahd and some sexy vampire leaders, because I'm waiting for that. Then join us for every second Wednesday. And Kurian is one we usually do here on Mondays, DM'd by Stu, who has the audacity to be on holiday. How dare he?
So rude.
So yeah, I learned a lot from him because I sent a challenge rating 6 guy monster on your asses, which is something Stu would do. So yeah, blame him for that.
All right.
Cool.
Thank everybody for watching, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.